I think we're live now.
We are.
So, yeah, we're here to unhaul some books. I never know how to
great introduction. Hey, we're here.
I never know how to start. I'm just like, well, I have an Emma and a Molly. Oh, wait. I also have a Hannah, who I don't know how long she's been sitting there.
For about 10 minutes, yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't even here for 10 minutes, okay?
No, I know. I got here just as you started talking about the size of your shelves and the fact that you need to get rid of books to get more books. And I was like, oh, getting more books, are we? Ah, magic words.
You send me books every month, so...
Yeah, I do. And I have no regrets.
All right, let me just post. Not that I haven't been posting that it's starting for like the last 2 hours, but
I've sent you the link to the extension thing. I mean, I'm on the British one, but like, I'm assuming the American one's gonna have it too.
okay. So I suppose I should just start taking books off the shelves.
I'm closing
let's see.
I can see one already that you should get rid of. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
Yeah, that one.
Right in the bin.
It's so shit. No jokes though. It's really shit.
It really is not. Also, look at the cover. I just really enjoy this, okay?
I know. I can't wait to read it. It's really short. It's one of those ones where it was really funny at the end of last year, like especially December. Loads of people were like, "Oh my god, I'm reading your book for the first time," because it was like 99p on Amazon. And I'm like, no, you're reading it now because it's 140 pages and you got a Goodreads goal to hit.
True,
Don't lie to me.
Hi, Katie.
Katie's not.
I'm sorry. I can only handle so many people on the live at one time. Otherwise, I just get.
She zones out.
I do. You've seen it happen.
Oh my god, this is so cool. Sorry, my I got these crunch wafer snack things. I like a crunch bar and I like the crunch cereal you get in Spain, but I saw these and I was like, I'm gonna have it. It says kaboom on it, and that just makes me happy that it's got like a theme like thing going on. It may be disgusting, but you know,
if I ever host sprints again, I'll make sure to invite you. I just haven't done my own sprints in a very long time.
I love how intensely Molly is watching this Crystal live, and I just closed it because I'm like, do you know what? One, I can't have attention span for too many things, but two, I cannot spend money. So I'm like, yes, Molly, you spend the money.
I should get all the stuff off my shelves. This is my Spyro. He's my favorite.
Ooh, I love
Have you got like a plan to go through it? Like, are you gonna do it in a particular way or are you just diving straight in?
I'm just gonna. I mean, they're kind of organized by genre right now, so I guess we'll
take everything off, and we're just going to be like, yes, good, no,
yes,
bad.
or no. Okay, because yeah, whenever I declutter, I do it color coordinated. So I start with like blue items and things like that. Because otherwise, I just get too overwhelmed.
Well, I'm not getting rid of any of my knickknacks because I don't actually have that many.
No,
so
why would you?
You've eaten another bounty?
No. Because they were that into the Crystal Live. You didn't hear me discussing the crunch bar. And yes, I will have another bounty later.
It's a kaboom.
Man that I fell in love with.
What's in the pencil case?
Pens. Is that what your pen is?
Quarters. I don't. This is not mine. This must be my husband's, and I don't know why.
You have an arcade to get to? Is that?
Yeah, that's probably what it was. We used to.
Cat Mum.
We used to.
Oh, look at the little baby.
I'm getting a donut. I'll be back.
Yes, Mom.
Good shout. Good shout. I'm still really sad about those brownies. I'm going to show you the photo of the brownies. Oh, I was this close. I was this close.
What happened with brownies?
I nearly ordered £45 worth of brownies.
Oh,
And did it, which is
I didn't though.
I would have done it. I don't even.
If it wasn't for the fact that I've got like £400 worth of bills to pay, I definitely would have.
Hannah,
That
you know
nothing
what's
stops
funny?
me right now when it
Do you
comes
want
to food.
My Waypoint subscription box, like recommendation card, said only 2 of these books are for you. My mum went home with one.
Which one did you keep for yourself?
No, the one my mum got for Story Short Tales was Little Women.
Right.
The other, well, obviously I've kept my books, but then the like kid one I'm curious about, and then the Hawk, call it whatever the other blue one
Oh, the
was.
Good Hawk. Yeah.
That
Like
one.
the Good Hawk, it was a test because I thought the Good Hawk has disability rep in it. And I liked it. I just didn't like it enough to keep it. And I thought it'd be one that you would want to read.
Yeah.
So that was a test and you failed. But I can't remember. It was the other Scribble Witch one.
Yeah. Which is technically
that's
art.
really cute.
It does have arc written on it. So like technically we only put these in boxes like every so often as like a surprise extra because you're not allowed to sell. Yes, it has a barcode, but hold on. It says like
Oh, is that the Scribble Witch one?
Yeah.
Oh, that's really naughty then, because we went to a kids' bookshop in Herne Bay and they charged us for that. And if it's an arc, they shouldn't have done that.
Proof copy.
That's really naughty.
Yeah. So like
They charged us for that. That's why I didn't realise that was an arc because I never looked at it that closely.
Well, it was only because I was like trying to I was like looking at the color scheme because it's the same as like quite similar to Shows Who You Are, and I was like, wait a minute. But we do occasionally put arcs, and like if there's ones that like that aren't like sought after. If someone's been like really nice, like if they've been messaging us and they've just been like really nice to us, I'll be like, oh, they were nice, throw in an extra, so we throw in like an arc. So
Katie, not compared to Emma, I am not. Not even.
No, not even close. Not even close.
Hello.
How's that for you, Katie?
All right, so I got some thrillers here, which is the ones I'm looking to get rid of a lot of because I don't think I'm even going to like the majority of these at this point.
Okay.
What sort of thrillers do you like? Just so I know where to go from.
I don't see. That's the thing is, I don't know what I like in a thriller at this point.
I don't know. I just don't think I like these ones.
Well, because I got like a bunch of these are like well-known ones, and the ones that I've been reading, like Lock Every Door was okay. Like just, I don't know. I don't know if I want like more from a thriller than I get most of the time or what, but at this point, I don't know about these because I have The Couple Next Door.
I feel like I've heard that one. Ugh.
I've never heard of that one.
It's got like the same plot line as like 4 other ones where like a kid goes missing, like someone's baby goes missing. Like, how many thrillers are there where like somebody's baby goes missing?
I have so many adult thrillers like sitting on one of my shelves, and I'm like, Emma, just get rid of them. And it's because I haven't read many, and it's like I know I need to like read some to find out what I like, and I don't want to get rid of some and then find out that one would be perfect. But I'm like, do you know what? You got them all in charity shops for like £1. Just get rid of them, and then when you want to read them, buy them again. They'll teach you not to spend money on books you don't know you'll like. And
then I have The Silent Wife. I don't even know what this is. Do any of you know what this is?
I feel like I've heard of it too.
This one, I
don't get it.
That's one that that would intrigue me. I like the front cover of that one.
It's a marriage one, and I do like the marriage one, so I think I'll just hold on to this one. It looks like it's pretty short too, so.
I was about to go on that theory, and then I remembered I have no plans to ever get married, whereas you actually are married.
Yeah. Although my marriage is not.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I would hope that you don't feel that your husband's gonna like murder you.
The Goodreads rating for that one is 3.32.
That's low.
A chilling psychological thriller portraying the disintegration of a relationship down to the deadliest point when murdering your husband suddenly makes perfect sense. I'd read it because I'm that bitch.
Because it's the women murdering the husband, do it. Keep it.
Yeah, keep that one.
That's more believable. I believe you would kill your husband more than I think he would kill you. I don't know why.
My husband's too chill for murder, whereas I would just be like,
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Okay, one of the 1-star ratings, though, is this is not a chilling psychological thriller. It's a literary exploration on what happens when you let life get uncomfortable.
Like, I'm fine with that.
But that sounds like the sort of people who would read when no one is watching and go, it's not scary because I'm white. It's like, so in other words, you can't put yourself in someone else's shoes.
I mean, you're making a bold claim there, Emma, but I see what you're saying.
Oh no, trust me, there are so many people, like, I honestly, the amount of people that are like, it's not a thriller, and I'm like, or are you just racist?
Oh no, I don't mean that isn't the case. What I mean is that you're implying this woman is that.
No, not that woman.
All right, I have The Girl Before. Again, I don't know what this is.
Where
did I even get
I don't like the
these?
look of that one.
This
Look
one,
at my judgy face, like,
like, no. Yeah, this cover is not it. An enthralling psychological thriller with unexpected twists and turns spins one woman's seeming good fortune and another woman's mysterious fate through a kaleidoscope of duplicity, death, and deception. I don't even like that description at all.
I think I might have a JP Delaney, if not that one, on my TBR, which is, I think it's like my Kindle TBR though. So it's like,
this
not
is
too
one
bad.
of the ones that has like two women who like have different stories going on and they like combine, which is a pretty common thing I've noticed.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Can I show you the brownies a sec? Just
Please do. Oh yeah. Wait, was that? Please tell me you were getting more than just that for 45 though.
Yeah, no, for 26 quid you get a mystery box of brownies and you get 6. For £45 you get 12. And I was like, ooh, 12 for me? And then I was like, I'm too poor for that.
Yeah. If the cover is gross and you don't know what it is, I'd get rid of it. Agreed, but that's quite hard when it comes to thrillers because, like, I know for me, I try and not read anything because too often they give away. Like, it'll be like a woman wakes up from a coma and then you read the book and it's like an entire life going on. It's like the last third of the book, she wakes up and you're like, oh, she was in a coma.
Yeah.
And she was remembering stuff. And I'm like, that's the whole, like, don't tell me she's in a coma.
I don't mind spoilers too much, so it doesn't bother me a ton.
Do you know what did annoy me? Bright Burning Stars. I was reading it and I was like halfway through and I was like, I don't actually know what like this is meant to be about. Like I was about a quarter of the way through and I was like, oh,
sorry. Did you show the picture of the brownie?
Yeah.
She did, yeah.
Well, I want to see it.
Okay.
You gotta see the brownie. They look so good. So good.
Right.
Sorry, I'm carry on.
And like if I was to like, okay, so that's the mixed flavour one. Their options are Belgian chocolate, cherry cake, peanut butter, salted caramel, and Caribbean twist, which I think just means coconut.
Yeah.
Oh, nice though.
And I'm like, oh, please, all of them.
But yeah,
coconut.
I was like a quarter of the way through Bright Burning Stars and I was like, does anything like, I was like, is this just a contemporary or is it like a mystery or whatever? And like I went to Goodreads and it said when two girls find a body in their ballet school and I was like, oh, they don't find the body. It's a complete lie.
Oh, is that didn't they base a film on that, or is there a film similar to that where I can't remember? There's one where it's like two girls either commit a murder or discover a body or something, but it never happens, and they like become like internet famous and famous at school and stuff as it happens.
When the body of a student is found in the dorms just before the start of their final year, except it's like almost halfway through the book or like a quarter of the way through the book, they mention that somebody was found dead and that's why there's an empty dorm room, but it's got nothing to do with the book. But I haven't heard of, mind you, I don't know anything about films, so I wouldn't know. Katie's
Emma, did you finish Golduggery Pleasant?
No. Not yet. I'm on page.
Finish it, damn it.
Do you want me to tell you how it ends?
278 out of 360. So we're under 100 pages. It's fine.
They're the easiest 100 pages, honestly. No, don't like that one.
No, I already know I'm getting rid of it because it literally says Detective Inspector on the back, and I'm just like, no, thank you.
I don't like the fact her name is Jilly McMillan because I just want to say Jilly McMillie.
I keep calling her Gilly, so.
Gilly McMillie.
This is the other one I have by her. I've never read anything by her.
That one looks better.
Yeah,
I looks better, but on the corner.
think if you have to have the title that takes up the entire cover, then that says it all, really.
And they don't even use good font. Like,
it sounds like Molly's trying to give a review whilst also playing Fluffy Bunnies.
Chubby Bunny.
Chubby Bunny.
Chubby bunny. Oh, we say fluffy bunny down here in Folkestone.
No fat phobia in Hannah's house.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
This is another one about a missing child.
Funny, so I just like to talk about my clan. She says eating about 1 million cakes.
This is another one about a missing child where the mother is a suspect. How many of these thrillers are there?
I was gonna say, as someone who's about to give birth to another child,
yeah.
Is there something you want to get off your chest now? Like,
are you sure you're pregnant, or are you just like pretending
really fat?
So we don't get suspicious? I was thinking you had one of those movie bumps, but okay.
I love that's literally not where any of us were going, and you were just like, what are you trying to say? I meant more, are you trying to like wish fulfill getting rid of your kids?
I'm just gonna get rid of all of them. It's fine. This one I know is really popular.
Oh yeah.
That looks pretty.
This one says, my name is Amber Reynolds.
Cool.
There are 3 things you should know about me. 1, I'm in a coma. 2, my husband doesn't love me anymore. And 3, sometimes I lie.
Ooh.
I bet you the coma's the spoiler. I called it earlier.
I was going to say,
well, I don't care. Spoilers don't bother me as much as most people. It doesn't. I don't really care.
That says we enjoy media more if we know the ending.
If you're gonna get rid of it, I want it.
I think I'm gonna keep this one because I want to see what it's about.
Tell me what it's.
It does sound intriguing.
And then I have A Game for All the Family by Sophie Hannah.
I like that cover, but I've heard people say, now I might be making this up completely, but I feel like I heard people say that Sophie Hannah's Agatha Christie stuff is so much better, whereas like her own stuff is shit.
I was trying to work out where I knew the name Sophie Hannah from. I was like, I swear I've seen a Sophie Hannah song. Like, but yeah, it is. It's the Agatha Christie. She's done like some horror books, hasn't she?
Yeah.
I don't know. Haven't heard anything about either of them.
I would be drawn to it. Like, out of all the ones you've shown so far, that's the one I would want to pick. Like, if you were like, right, you need to read one of these, I would pick that one up.
This one is about a woman who her daughter's best friend is expelled from school, except for apparently that kid doesn't actually exist.
Oh, weird.
So I don't know. I think I'll hold on to it. The text is pretty big.
I'm going to get gummy bears.
Hold on, I'm going to get gummy bears. That's fair. And then I know a lot of people read this one.
Have they?
I haven't heard anyone speak about what one.
Really?
Must be your other friends.
Yeah.
I don't have any other friends.
Well,
Hey.
I mean, even Hannah doesn't like to
Yeah.
Can I just point out the reason I'm sitting like this is because Hannah started to like tighten her hair, and I was like, "Oh yeah, my hairband could use being tightened," and I was like, "I don't have a
There's no hair. There's no hair.
It just feels like my hair's tied up, and then there's times where I go to like pull my ponytail because I'm like, "Oh, I can't feel it like tight," and I'm like,
yeah, I do that with my glasses. If I sit there and I don't have my glasses on, I still feel myself doing this, and I'm like, why? Also, look how tiny my eyes are.
Mine are actually bigger if I take my glasses off.
I don't know because I can't fucking see. How small ears though?
This one apparently is about a woman who gets married and determined to make a fresh start, but she must be like a lawyer or something. It doesn't. Oh yeah, a lawyer. And she meets a convicted murderer to whom she is strangely drawn, and then her 9-year-old neighbor finds out that secrets are powerful things and must like learn her secret, and then shows up on her door.
Are you telling me this powerful lawyer gets blackmailed by a 9-year-old?
That is what it sounds like. Yes.
Get rid of it.
Not for me. Not for me. It does make me think of like that old TV show, Are You Smarter Than a 10-Year-Old? Apparently not.
No, probably not. And then I have this one, which I don't know anything about.
Keep it. I'm going to read it this month. It's on my TV.
I like that cover.
There's a character called Molly.
Oh, there's a Molly. Oh wait, this doesn't say because it's an ARC copy, so it doesn't have the synopsis on the back.
My TBR, Ali, you watched my TBR.
What?
Didn't you watch my TBR?
Yeah, but I have the memory of a goldfish. Okay.
It's all right. I'll blame it in pregnancy brain. It's okay.
Katie must not watch a lot of true crime because it's way more freaking.
Basically, what that one's about, Ali, is that's like it's like dual timeline, I think. So we've got Molly who disappears or gets kidnapped, and then at a later time, her daughter Nicole goes to the place and like discovers what happened.
Oh wait, she wrote that Emma in the Night book.
Yeah, and I loved Emma in the Night last year.
I have never read a Wendy Walker, but I'm interested.
The same author's written 2 books about each of us.
Oh. I'm back with the goods. Why the fuck would you get attracted to a murderer? I mean,
look, sometimes murder's sexy. It's okay. Don't kink shame.
That cover is pretty. This cover is pretty. I do really like this cover.
I think that's a stunning book, yeah.
I watched Manhunt Unabomber, which is like a fictionalized sort of thing about how they caught the Unabomber. And that made me cry for Ted Kaczynski. I felt really sorry for him. I wasn't attracted to him.
Okay, thank God.
I felt sorry for him.
I was like, look, I can make jokes about murderers being sexy, but is Emma going to tell me she actually finds a particular serial killer sexy? Because I don't know how I'll deal with that.
No, I mean, Ted Bundy, he's like well known as being like the really attractive one. I'm like, but he wasn't. I'm now racking my brains thinking of serial killers, and I'm like, Ted Bundy.
Am I attracted to any? Well, I don't know. What's his face? The guy that plays Hannibal the Cannibal. He's pretty. No,
Mads Mikkelsen.
Oh no, not him. I meant the older guy, Anthony Hopkins.
Oh.
But yeah, Mads Mikkelsen is actually sexy. I have seen that everywhere, and I have not read it yet.
I have seen really mixed things about it. It seems like a lot of people didn't care for it.
I thought I had an e-copy, but I don't.
No. Someone's messaging me.
Outrageous.
The only person it could be is my husband, and he can just whatever.
I was going to say, because we're here, so.
Sudden death of his wife. Fresh start, of course.
No, he basically killed her.
I tell you what, if anyone is drinking, and I'm not saying you should, but if you do, every time you hear the phrase fresh start, 2 shots.
Yeah, they might die.
I was actually going to, and then I thought, wait, no, 24-hour readathon, I will sleep if I have alcohol.
Yeah. Well, we've had fresh start come up 4 times now.
I'm so excited. I'm gonna start the books that you picked for me this month too, because I was like, this just is the perfect time for it, and then I can vlog it, and it's gonna be so good.
I was gonna read The Dream Snatcher and hopefully Scandalous Sisterhood, but my next read was gonna be Chilling Effect, so I'm like, maybe I'll try and read all 3.
I'm not going that far because I gotta sleep at some point because I'm 8 months pregnant. But
I'll sleep at some point too. But we can pretend that things are going to go well.
But do we have thoughts on this one? Because I don't.
I'm a maybe.
Yeah.
Cover-wise, yes. But
I think this one's like more of a traditional because it's like the Whisper Man would lure his victims out by whispering at their windows at night.
Okay, so is it like a horror more than a thriller?
I think so.
I think so, but I don't think it's like. I think it's like in between, so I don't think it's like quite like horror.
Man.
I'll hold on to it.
Thriller has 1,356 users on Goodreads. 958 users have it as mystery. 677 fiction, 557 thriller, mystery thriller, 522 put it as horror. So, I suppose it kind of is horror.
Then apparently I have a couple Megan Mirandas, which I've never read anything of hers, but I have these 2.
They look so mundane.
They sound very mundane, to be honest.
Don't they, Hannah?
They just look like every airport read I've ever seen in my life.
Well, and they both have the weird thing.
Oh
yeah.
So many US, I don't know how often they do this in the UK, but so many US books have this weird, like, not, the cover doesn't go to the end, and I'm like, why?
The only one that I have of that is the My Dark Vanessa, which is for Waypoint, because I can't stand books like that.
All the Missing Girls is a nail-biting, breathtaking story about the disappearances of 2 young women. So all the Missing Girls is 2 young women, a decade apart, told in reverse. Nah. Told backwards, day 15 to day 1.
Emma?
Yes?
Sarah's the one that sent the card with, like, the properties of each thing, right?
Sophie, yeah.
Sophie, that's what I meant. What? I done that last time. Sarah.
You want to say that again?
Yeah. Done that last time. That's so weird.
Yeah. She sent the little, like, thank you card, the little print thing.
With like the properties.
Yeah, it says like this, like fluorite is this, yeah.
Cool. I've had
the good one.
I'm just gonna get rid of these because they sit on my shelf and I look at them and I go, I don't want to read that.
They would probably, both of those, if Emma takes them off your hands, be great for her secondhand books because they are so kind of easy looking thrillers. Anyone that buys that box is going to be chill, you know?
Yeah. And it's not the sort of thing that's well known enough that people would be like, oh.
They're the kind of ones I would get for Waypoint if I needed something last minute to just sell really quickly as a like beach read.
Yeah, like if you were going to a fair and you're like, shit, I need stock.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, the more you say this, the more I'm like, yeah, I don't want these then.
Yeah, they're not for us. We are connoisseurs. That's... Oh, I just kicked a book and scared my cat.
The hotel that we go to in Spain when we're able to go, they have like a little waiting area that no one ever really goes into, but we go to it when we're waiting to go to the airport. And they have this massive cabinet and like bookcase just filled with books. And what I love is they actually have, like, because they get loads of different like visitors from different places, they have Russian books, German books, Spanish books, and then English books. And there's some like I will like look through it and I'm like, this looks so tacky, but all my books are in my suitcase, so I'll just like sit out and read it. And it's like it's enjoyable because you've got nothing else to do. But yeah.
My mum, so I was handed 50 Shades of Grey by a friend of mine's mum who said that I didn't like this, but I think you will. And my mum left it in Mallorca because I was like, I never want to see it again. That looks really boring.
Yeah, right.
I apparently own that and it's still on my TBR, so I must still have that here.
The back says, I've been following her for the past few days. I know where she buys her groceries, where she has her dry cleaning done, where she works. I don't know the color of her eyes or what they will look like when they're scared, but I will.
I shouldn't find that funny, but I do. Because that just sounds like every guy on the internet trying to date.
Oh my god, that's actually sorry. You saying that is just made me
That is exactly what this is.
Right.
Is it an online dating thing?
It says Mia Dennett can't resist a one-night stand with the enigmatic stranger she meets in a bar, but going home with him might turn out to be the worst mistake of her life.
There it is.
I don't need that. I'm okay.
I went on my Instagram message requests earlier.
Oh god.
Whoa.
I'm just gonna show you.
Oh, me too.
I can't see that. It's too blurry. I want it. Oh.
How sweet.
Okay.
I was like,
Lord. My favorite is when guys try to hit you up on Goodreads. And I'm like,
I have never had that yet, and I'm honestly quite disappointed by it.
it's like a 40-year-old man.
Oh, I was talking to Carol, who does like ASMR live streams on Twitch. And she had some really creepy comments last night, and she was like, my husband is my comments moderator, and he was just like, oh, I don't mind, and she was just like, that
sounds like my husband. He would just be like, it's funny, and I would be like,
it's gross.
So we all know I can get rid of this.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, get rid. It is so boring. It is so boring. And the first 8 chapters are just about her kid. I don't care.
Yeah, not worth it.
It's got another. Okay, this must be a thriller thing because it has another one of these dumb freaking covers.
Oh, we're getting rid of these. I'm joining you from I'm literally squished in behind my armchair.
That looks comfy.
Emma, we could have done a whole separate one for you, and then we could have done another one for us.
I'm just doing my thrillers because
just thrillers. Okay.
I need to find that Mary Kubica because it says I still own it and I don't want to own it anymore.
Oh, this is a teenager who endured a shocking public humiliation.
Did they stack it?
Did they get drunk at a party?
Because we've all done that.
Silly, right?
It doesn't say. But she had to reinvent herself, and now she's glamorous.
Imagine coming back, the glow up of well, I stacked it one time at a party and really embarrassed myself, but it's fine because I'm famous now. No one's ever going to remember that.
Right.
Okay, it's fine. Apparently, that Mary Kubica, it might be on a different shelf, but I can't see it, so we're good.
Apparently, she also has a secret that will come back to bite her.
To be honest, I don't care.
So it's a rich lady with a secret. We don't need that. We're good.
Yeah.
If you want to read Rich Lady with a Secret, read Such a Fun Age because that's better.
Then I have whatever this is.
No, thank you.
Is that hair?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just hair. Grew up in North Dakota. Her twin is missing. Oh, yep. It's going back to a small town. It's one of those.
Oh, no, thank you.
Nope.
Just getting rid of my whole thriller shelf right now because I'm just I don't want any of this.
Yeah. I'd advise.
I have whatever this is. I don't even know what any of these are.
Read the back of that one. That looks really bizarre.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? I was surprised it was a thriller. It says a thriller, and I'm pretty sure that's why I bought it because it was at a charity shop, and I was like, a thriller.
It looks like a contemporary.
Wow, that is a long synopsis. All right.
No. In which case, don't worry about it.
So, saying about a bird doctor.
Sorry, what? A bird doctor?
A bird doctor. An ornithologist is a bird doctor.
Oh, so it does say ornithologist, and you just went, oh, bird doctor.
Yeah.
You were like, oh, we won't understand what ornithologist is. We'll just... I mean, to be fair, you're doing right.
An ornithologist isn't a bird doctor. It's just someone who, studies or is an expert on birds.
Well, bird doctor.
They might have a doctorate in it. You don't know.
Her name is Dr. Gina Sullivan. Bird doctor.
Henceforth known as the bird doctor.
The author's name is Karen. Get rid of it.
I'm trying to think of any Karens where I've liked their book, and I can't, but I can think of...
What's it called? What book is this?
It's called Darkness.
Oh.
Which is ironic because the cover is anything but.
Right. Was this published in the 90s?
2016. There's a
This woman writes a lot of books, guys.
That tells you everything about the type of writing.
Yeah.
The only person who can write that many books and be good is Jackie Wilson, and her books are problematic and also for kids, so they're a bit easier to write.
This was published in 2016. Also, I just can look. I can look at this woman and say no, thank you.
Yeah,
that's a bold hair choice. With a really greasy ponytail.
It's like one of my only bright covers. That's really, really bright.
No, the only thing I would keep that for is if you had just exclusively black books and then you put that one right in the middle and took an Insta photo for it. And then
I'm literally just going to keep it for Instagram and I'll get rid of it later.
What don't you do? Keep the dust jacket, chuck the book.
Yeah, and then when you're taking an Instagram picture, you can just put the dust jacket around a different hardcover?
I could, because I don't think anybody's gonna want this, so I'm not.
Yeah, like, if I go to a charity shop, it doesn't put me off if there's no dust jacket. I'm just like, eh.
Yeah. If it's something I'm desperate to read, I'm like, okay, cool.
I think I'm gonna get rid of this because I don't think I'm gonna ever read Stephen King, to be honest.
Oh, I would not recommend Stephen King at all. Which is silly because when I went to uni, all of my lecturers were like, if you want to know anything about writing, you should read Stephen King. And I was like,
Also,
Don't
why
actually-
is this? How many pages would you guys guess this is?
500?
675.
800.
It is like 550.
Oh.
What?
I just have to do a Mother's Day box for someone, for their mum. And she's like, oh, she likes Stephen King, but I think she's read them all. So books like that. And I was like,
Read them
right.
all?
Yeah,
Them all?
apparently.
Oh, yeah, no,
Stephen
Stephen King fans almost exclusively just read Stephen King. That's all they know.
I've read
So,
like
I think she just got some random thriller. And I was like, I don't have any horror. So you're just getting a generic thriller. And hopefully you don't hate it. Jesus, Allie.
Really?
Good.
Alright, this is the last of the thrillers.
Pregnant for a second and was like, whoa, bump.
right. I was literally
It's the first
just
I've seen you. Like, I've never seen you at this angle.
Yeah. That'll happen. Yeah, no, I'm about like ready to like eject this baby, okay? Like we have I don't know what this is or where I got it or what it is. I know
Instantly
nothing.
about to say no, but then something has intrigued me. But then it says child.
It's like, my mom's telling me no.
I've never heard of any of the authors who've blurbed it.
It won the Victorian Premier's Literary Award.
I don't know what that is.
Writes internationally best-selling debut thriller of psychological suspense about a woman uncovering devastating secrets about her family and her very identity.
What is this? What is the? Okay, I don't know if you can see, but what is the face this man is making?
I think it's potatoes.
What you can't see is his thumb is like this, just below the screen.
Kimberly Leamy is a photography teacher in Melbourne, Australia. 26 years earlier, Sammy Went, a 2-year-old girl, vanished from her home in Manson, Kentucky. An American accountant who contacts Kim is convinced she was that child kidnapped just after her birthday.
The beginning of that sounded more like a dating profile than a blurb.
Also, it's a screenwriter's debut novel, and that kind of
That
Do you know
worries
what
me.
annoys me? No, but
Yeah.
do you know what annoys me? Like, the premise of this is, this woman is in Australia. This child was once abducted. Somebody thinks they're the same person. And then it goes, now with proof that she and Sammy are in fact the same person, she like goes to America to reunite and then solve the mystery of her abduction. I'm like, but you know what? I would have probably enjoyed that more reading it and then how it suddenly being like, oh my god, she's this missing child. Like, I don't care. Like, now I know she's the child, man. I don't care why she was abducted. She was abducted. Like, so get rid of it, basically.
I have this one. And then what is this? Why?
Right.
I need to read that.
See that
It's on my
blurb?
video.
I'm sure the blurb at the top says something like, when you read it, when you finish it, you'll want to start it again immediately.
The blurb is from John Green.
There's a blurb on somewhere. It might be in the UK edition.
I mean,
it
this
says
might be a controversial opinion. I really liked We Were Liars.
Really?
I loved it.
That's
I
why it's
finished
one of the
it,
ones
like-
that they've picked for me to read this month.
So many people don't like it, but I love
it. But
I will
did
hold on
not
to it.
see coming. I did not see it coming. And then I remember reading, like, because I read that the blurb on mine says, like, when you finish it, you want to restart it and, like, see what you missed. I went through the whole thing being like, right, it's in your face. It's right in your face. And then it revealed, and I was like, nope. I was like, what? Sorry.
Yeah.
So,
My mum read the first 3 chapters and then gave it back to me, and she was like, I can't believe like someone got shot and then they just went shopping. And I went, no mum, that's a metaphor. They didn't actually get shot at the beginning.
I own Baby Doll, and it's one of the ones that I've decided to keep because I'm curious about it.
It's bring joy to Molly, apparently. It is.
What?
I know it is.
It really doesn't tell you anything about it.
I think my one did. It's this. It's this girl's like held captive.
And has a kid in captivity?
And has a kid, and then one day the captor like leaves the door open, so like she escapes, and it's kind of just like, you know, what happens like in her like freedom sort of thing. So I'm intrigued by it.
Has anyone here read Girl A by Abigail Dean?
No,
I'm getting it this month.
See, I've got it on my Waypoint shelf because I listened to the audiobook and I thought that was wicked. And every time you keep listening to one and being like, it's rubbish, and I'm like, I feel like this book did those things better. So I would definitely recommend Girl A by Abigail Dean. Just as a aside.
It was one of my book of the month books this month.
It's become like a bestseller, but I've not seen like any booktubers talking about it.
Yeah,
I haven't seen very many good reviews.
I really liked it. I thought it was really good.
I think it sounds amazing. That looks horrendous.
It does. It does.
What's it called?
It looks
Hip?
so awful.
Is it called Hip?
Her.
Or Hip?
It's
Her.
Oh, see, that's how bad that title is. I'm like, Hip? Hip? I'm not fucking reading that.
Oh, it's about Emma.
Oh.
Goodness space.
Emma finds her confidence is fading fast.
Mood.
Oh, it's a, oh god, no. Oh, gross. It's one of those ones about like a girl who's all like, me, I'm lame. And then she sees like a fancy girl and she's like, oh my god, fancy woman. And then things happen.
Oh shit, I've been outed.
Oh my god, fancy woman. Who's your fancy woman, Emma?
Someone who with a shaved head, obviously. Sinead O'Connor.
Wait, I really liked Turn of the Key. But then again, you didn't really like Lock Every Door, and I gave Lock Every Door 5 stars and that 4 stars, so...
This one interests me a little bit more than Lock Every Door did. I feel like Lock Every Door, I don't know. Something about like I just think I don't like Riley Sager's writing.
Fair.
That's what Riley said.
No, I know.
This is Ruth Ware.
Oh yeah,
I've never read a Ruth Ware. I'll hold on to this one. I think
that one over the other one.
Yeah,
I think we should give that a chance. Speaking of Ruth Ware, my first read is going to be 111.
I like the flowers.
I don't like
the Jewel. I feel like she's very generic, like chick lit thriller airport book. Hi, Kat.
Yeah.
Hi, Kitty. Is that Reeson?
Yeah, he's the only cat I have.
I don't know if the dog was Reese or not.
No, the dogs are Tyrion, Mana, and Gunter.
Spirit Quartz.
Hmm?
Sophie's on the Spirit Quartz. The phone's in your hand. Oh, headphones.
I have no idea what this is supposed to be about.
Read the blurb.
Well, it doesn't have a blurb. It just has like actual like can't words. Forget me.
Excellent.
Soon after her 25th birthday, Libby Jones returns home from work to find the letter she's been waiting for her entire life. I am finally going to know who I am, she thinks. She learns not only the identity of her parents, but also that she is the sole inheritor of their abandoned mansion in a fancy neighborhood. The home is dilapidated. Everything in her life is about to change.
Okay, this sounds less like a thriller and more like a Hallmark movie where she discovers she's inherited an
the same thing. You laughing at
Molly and I are both watching the Crystal live sale at the same time. I don't know what just happened, but we're just having a moment.
Flowers in the attic vibes. The cover looks like that, but I've actually seen the other cover of this, and it is not pretty. Like this cover looks nice. The other cover does not. So.
Have you read Flowers in the Attic?
No.
It's weird. It's
I
really
want
weird.
Like
It's very like if you like Rebecca and like Daphne du Maurier, then you'll like Flowers in the Attic. But if you don't, if that's not the right thriller for you, then
like no classics, Hannah, like none.
Okay, so it's not really a classic. I think it came out in like the 70s or the 80s, but basically,
I haven't read anything previous to like the 90s.
Okay. Well, basically, like it's about this like group of kids. There's like 4 kids. They grow up with this like really idyllic family in this really idyllic house, and then their father dies. And they lose all their money, and their mum has to return to her family home. Except her parents didn't like the husband and don't like the children. So the children then grow up in the attic. So they are the flowers in the attic. But it's so that's like the first 3 chapters. Like it just gets so twisted from there. And there's like 6 books in the series, and each one is a little bit more fucked up than the next. And it's just, it was a trip. And my mum was like, "These are my favorite books. I read these when I was a kid. You should read them." At 14-year-old Hannah, and that is why I am the way I am.
I just feel like I missed a very intense moment.
I was intense.
I am.
Moving on. This is what I have read.
That's how I am.
I don't think I need to keep this.
I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed it.
I did. I really enjoyed it too, but I don't imagine ever rereading it.
Yeah, probably not. I've read it on Kindle. I wouldn't, get read.
So, then I have this, which is a YA thriller. It's even the title kind of...
Right. I read that a while back. Let me get my review up. Because it was...
Emma, I think mine must be delayed because she's still on the spirit course.
Oh, okay. No, maybe. You know, I think she started going back. She had more than I thought she did. Sorry, Suicide Notes. I gave 3 stars, and I didn't write a review, which is really fucking helpful. Did I write a review on emmanovella.co.uk? I know I wrote something somewhere. So basically,
it was in your diary.
Yeah. I don't. When did I read it? I read it in May. No, oh my god, I read it in 2016. Suicide Notes from Beautiful Girls, Emma Novella. No review. Oh wait, no, I do have a review. Well, I don't have a review, but it's on my reading list. I read another book by this author, Suicide Notes from Beautiful Girls, which was an interesting read and one of the first YA mysteries I picked up. All I can really, do you know what? I don't think it's worth it. I'm trying. Like someone like died, but like it said keep you guessing until the last. No, it's not worth it. Get rid of it.
I'm so glad you did all of that research to make that decision.
Yeah.
Okay. This, I'm pretty sure, was when I was ordering from Book Outlet and they accidentally sent this to me and they were just like, keep it. I have no idea what this is. But it looks awful.
I mean, I'm intrigued.
What's the first line? Read the first line to me.
Oh, it's about Emma. Oh, it's a contemporary romance with mental health. Oh, no. He saved her over and over by loving her more than she thought anyone would. And then apparently Dylan ends up needing saving. Get rid of it. We don't need fucking mental health saviors for teenagers.
He will do anything to keep them together. I don't need that in a YA. That's...
Yeah, Emma Lord's parents divorce. They move halfway across the state. Meets Dylan and something clicks. He provides...
Oh, yeah, keep the woman in cabin 10. Because I actually quite enjoyed that one. That one. But I don't recognise the other one.
I own that one. Do I?
I really like the cover.
You'll need Molly's input on that one, if that's the other Ruth Ware, because I haven't read that one.
Molly's intensely buying crystals.
Yeah, Molly's not here right now.
Keep it for now, and we'll come back to the Ruth Wares.
I own In a Dark Wood.
And then I have a couple Paula Hawkins that I don't think I care for.
Oh, no, don't bother.
Girl on the Train is didn't bother with the other one. And I think
Oh my god.
Molly, Ruth Ware, In a Dark, Dark Wood.
I've not read it. I've only read Turn of the Key. But I'm still interested in Ruth Ware.
Yeah, I won that one, and I decided to keep that when I called some thrillers. So
I'll hold on to it. I mean, honestly, I just really like the black and white cover. So
yeah,
just even for that reason, I'll just. Okay, the unhauls of the thrillers. I'm only keeping, like,
half.
No, not even a third.
Yeah,
Good. That is a successful unhaul.
It is, and I probably will never read any of these because every time I go to pick up thrillers, I end up just wanting to buy something new because I don't want to read any of mine. So
yeah. See, I get like that. Like I sit and I look in my bookcase, like my books, and I'm like, but do I care? Like, I'm like, oh, it sounds interesting. Like, but does it sound interesting enough that you want to pick it up over everything else here? And it's like, no. And then things that I'm genuinely excited about, like Hand on the Wall, I end up being more excited to read because it's surrounded by stuff I don't want. And I'm like, Emma, get rid of it and just keep the books that you actually want to read. So I useless. Then I'm like, but then you have 3 bookcases, and what if you have empty shelves? I'm like, you'll kill them eventually.
Yeah, I was
Alright,
gonna say,
it looks
no
like-
empty shelf lasts for very long. A week
I think I
max.
just saw a book. I think I just saw a book that I absolutely categorically know Ali is getting rid of. And by getting rid of, I mean burning.
I also know what that is, and it's Crown of Feathers. I've not read it,
Yeah.
but it's
Oh, it actually makes me have a rant review. That's how much I hate it. And I only read 30%.
I don't know it.
Don't. You don't want to. I'll spoil it when we get to it, unless Ali decides she really, really, really wants to
I
read
talked
it.
about it. No, I still haven't read it, so let's not do that.
I say
So
spoil.
you
I
have my
only
number,
read.
just text me.
I only read like 100 pages.
Hey,
Yeah,
I know what happens at the end.
I put it in the hole, and I was like, I'm really excited about this. And then Emma sends me a link to their rant review, and I was like, KP is so good.
I just unhauled it, and my mum still has a place right in those shelves, and I'm like, do I just let her send it and buy those really nice new covers?
I have to keep it because I really do want to try it. I don't know if it's for me or not, but I'm like, I need to keep it.
I
For
really
me,
like
there was nothing wrong with it. I just didn't engage with it. I feel like teenage Hannah would have loved it, but I just didn't care. I can't stand that author. I can't pronounce her name, but I don't like
Renee
her.
Adieli.
I've never read anything by her.
Why can't you stand her? What's the tea?
Oh no, I just don't like her writing. I read like a sample of The Beautiful and was like, yeah, there's a reason I'm not picking this up. And I read the sample of everything else. It's just like,
I think a lot of people didn't like The Beautiful though, even if they've loved Renee Adier before. But
This is a fantasy about a girl who wants to be like a fighter, but because she's a girl, she can't, so she has to go to the palace to meet who she's betrothed to. And then like ends up partnering up with some bandits or something.
In a role, like
it's like she's not allowed to be a fighter. Why?
Yeah.
Like I saw this thing the other day that was like, oh, you created a fantasy world? Why is it worse than the one we're currently in? And I think it's a fair question.
Everyone's saying keep the cinder, yeah. Also, hello, Jazz. Yeah, I think this one is just not one that I like go to pick up, so I think I'll just get rid of that.
It sounds basic, so
sounds basic.
Do I still own that, or is that?
I think it's a sapphic.
I think it is, but like I think it's like not the best sapphic. Like I think it's just mildly there. People were saying like it's not really. Not that it's not good, but it was one of the first sort of FF books written like when publishing was kind of starting to get into female. So I think it's kind of subtle rather than like red, white, royal blue. I mean, I know that's male, but it's like it's gay though. Yeah.
Oh, is that the same person that did Winterwood? I've heard really good things about Winterwood, but I haven't seen that one before.
I just really like this cover.
That cover is stunning. I would keep it just for that, to be honest.
I've heard a lot of good things about it.
I've got that as an audiobook. So let's buddy read that at some point.
Okay.
I also have.
I'm really interested in that, to be fair. I don't own it, but
Group buddy read, guys.
Look at just why. What is
No, absolutely not.
now.
I've seen that come up on Scribd as like the free audiobook 100 times, and I've always said no. Oh, it's awful. Don't bother. It's
I
really
read it and it was so. I just remember I have Snapchat on audio, so definitely going to be reading that for the 24
They just setting hop. There's no plot to that. They just move from setting to setting. It's so dull.
I remember nothing about it. I got it for the cover
Waste
myself.
of time. Also, it's a white author pretending to not be white, by the way.
Oh, wait, no, I don't want. No.
Race.
Huh?
I'm sure Alan Hamilton was mixed race.
I don't think she is.
Because it was Waterstone's book of the month, and I remember there was like with an internal like information leaflet.
Oh, maybe it was then. But yeah, there was loads of people picking up because
no, she's not. She white.
That's what I said. Yeah.
I got confused. Yeah, she white.
I was like, I'm pretty sure she's white. I don't know that one, but it has demon on it.
Cinder Williams China's meant to be Chima is meant to be really good.
Yeah, I'll hold on to that one. I'm holding on to the Princess Bride.
My mom, the Princess Bride is great.
Exactly.
Sorry, this is more for Molly than anyone else. My mum just messaged me and went, "I just popped a £4 one in your box, lol. I'm done now though." And I'm like, "What the fuck are you on about?" She bought a crystal.
Oh, I love that. That one.
Oh, that's another one that was like
a newer cover that looks a lot better.
Do you know what's really weird? Right.
Mm-hmm.
I only recognise that cover because today, when I was on the live show for this, me and Mel were talking about like the narrator for the audiobook of this, and I was like, "Oh, I wonder what else they've narrated," and that is one of them.
Oh, the only
That's
thing
the only reason why I recognise that cover. But I love a
Deckled Edge. If you do decide to get rid of that one, I need that because I've got it as like one of my extended TBRs. It's on that.
Like people that diss a Deckled Edge are rude.
This is the okay kind. I have some that are like really rough and like the pages almost like snag with each other.
Yeah,
those I don't like. This is okay though. This is fine.
That's all the fun. You go from the corner. You do a little.
Yeah. When I first started working at Waterstones, me and my colleague, we were like shelving, and we came across like special editions of like kids' classics, and there was only one that had deckled edges, and we were like, "Oh, is this damaged?" So we went to the manager, and he was like, "He's like, put it into the returns thing." And it was like a couple of months later when I'd like found BookTube and stuff, and I was like, "That's a deckled edge," and I was like, "Keith, that book doesn't need return." And he was like, "Yeah, it does. It's damaged." And I'm like, "It's a deckled edge." And he's like, "You told me it was damaged." And I was like, "Yeah, and you looked at it and agreed, but it's not. It's a stylistic thing." I had to tell this like man who had worked in a bookshop for like 50 years that a deckled edge is a thing.
I was so tempted to get deckled edges for my bridesmaid survival guide thing, but it's like so much more money to get that done because they use a different stock with it because the stock that we use is obviously just the pretty box standard self-publishing cheap stuff, and you have to use even thinner paper for it, but it's layered in a different way. I was very upset to find out I wasn't allowed deckled edges.
Well, you are. Okay. You just don't want to pay for it.
Yeah, wasn't allowed as in my bank allowance will not allow it.
Yeah.
Hannah will say get rid of this, but I'm not getting rid of it because I actually really liked her other book. So I have to give it a try because I really liked The Sorcery of Thorns, though.
I'm saying nothing. You liked that? Okay, fine. No, you're a lost cause.
I did. I liked it a lot.
No.
Do you know what? I'm actually with Hannah on that IDNF Sorcery of Thorns.
I loved that book. I know, like as I was reading it though, I was thinking like, there's no reason I should be loving this. Like,
no, it was the most mediocre thing I've ever read.
Oh, get rid of it.
I haven't read that. I've heard good things.
Who said get rid of it? What?
I didn't.
I'm really excited to read it. So
I'm keeping this. I don't care, Emma.
I just didn't care for it, and like
I've heard incredible things.
I just see a flash of the even worse one.
Ali, if you want to keep that, I will happily buddy read it with you.
I am interested in it. So
the only thing I'm going to say right? I mean, there is one thing that's not right. Okay, I'm going to say two things. One's going to be a little bit more cryptic. I don't want to give. Molly said no spoilers, so I'm going to be more cryptic. The sister does something that is just completely unbelievable, right? Because obviously
it's a fantasy book.
Yeah, no, but what I mean is, in this fantasy world, right? Phoenixes are like rare, basically extinct.
That's two people that have said it.
They go out of their way, but guys, you tell me if I'm wrong.
No, Emma, you cannot say to get rid of something because the sister does something like wrong when you recommended Caraval to me, and that is about a sister gaslighting her sister.
Yeah, but but this is
I love Caraval.
It's great, but it is about gaslighting.
Yeah,
Phoenixes are completely rare, and it's this whole thing, and Phoenixes like imprint onto one person, blah blah blah. They find this one Phoenix egg, and like the sister basically gets a knot. I can't. I would have to completely spoil it.
Okay, well, moving on.
Just to be prepared. Just to be prepared, so you know the main character is an animage. Do you know what that means? That means she can feel shit that animals feel, and she will tell you every fucking time she feels something an animal feels. Like I might be stupid, but I am aware of what an animage is. You've explained it. You don't need to tell me 50 times.
I wouldn't keep Diamond City if I were you, because it looks naff.
I was just thinking that.
So much better because the cover looks naff. And I think Katie and Tina are lying. Look how angry this book makes me.
Well, the thing is I don't know if this is a finished cover because this was apparently was an art copy.
Let me look it up. Hang on.
To be fair,
I
will know next time you have a day where you're feeling like really lethargic and you've got loads of stuff to do and you just don't have the motivation. I'll be like, look, shout about Crown of Feathers for 20 minutes and then get on with it. And you'll just go,
okay, so this is the finished cover.
I'm sweating because of how much Crown of Feathers pisses me off.
That's so funny. It's gross and funny.
Yeah. This is an assassin fantasy in a city.
So you said assassin fantasy, my brain went to like sexual fantasy, and I was like, people have sexual fantasy about assassins? Just because you said an assassin fantasy, not a fantasy about assassins.
We're back to the
very
whole
much
feels like thing, and that worries me.
On the kind of YA thing that's about.
No, Katie was talking about Girls of Paper and Fire. Katie says Girls of Paper and Fire is good.
You didn't like that one either.
I mean, I don't think you should be right. Girls of Paper and Fire is so much better than Crown of Feathers.
If you're going to
both, Emma, for you that is a matter of opinion. It might become Ali's favourite book,
and Ali will be wrong, and I will okay. It's just the
Emma, let it go.
Yeah, Emma, Ali, you know you can remove her, right?
Just mute her for like 10 minutes.
Just mute her until she calms herself down.
I'm just going to throw this in the trash. Just right in the bin.
How dare you?
No, I actually need to plan getting the rest of these from you.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, so the thing about this one is I didn't realize it was a sequel when I bought it.
Oh, okay.
So I don't have...
Oh, that's
the sequel. Don't get rid of it, because if you like the first one, don't drop it. Also, Molly, I would definitely recommend you read Skullduggery Pleasant, because it's adorable.
Okay.
That was great.
I loved it. It's amazing.
It was great.
I'm keeping this, and I don't care what anyone else says. So I've
heard really good things.
I've not.
Oh.
I don't
is that Mary H.K. Choi?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because Emergency Contact got a lot of good reviews.
I have that one too.
That one that I'm
I still haven't read it, but I have like all of her books. I've never read them, so it's fine.
I really want to read Yoke, her new one.
Yeah, okay. I just like the title. It's a pretty weird title for a book. Like,
it's the egg cover as well that I'm like intrigued by.
Someone's the egg.
That looks cute.
Keep Nimona.
Okay.
I really want that.
Shake. Never heard of that, but it looks cute.
Yeah.
Is it the Persephone?
What do you mean?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
Like, as in, is it about the Persephone?
Yeah.
I think you meant like, is it the Persephone book? And I was like, what?
What?
Oh, I felt like you were Jedi mind tricking me then, just like.
That was the cord. The cord was over it. Yeah, I got a couple graphic novels at a library sale a while ago.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
I see Ninth House, and you better keep that because I love it.
I'm not getting rid of Ninth House.
Good. Good. So that's incredible.
It's one of mine and Tish's favourite books, so much like last year, Ninth House will be appropriate for Gothtober this year as well.
My mum just messaged me saying, oops.
I'm about to read that next weekend, so we can buddy read that one as well.
See, I want to read the Shadow and Bone one.
I can't. You know what? Look, this must be just a really popular thing in the freaking US. Cause
yeah, it must be.
Yeah, but you know what? That's actually true because the fun new covers of Cinder are actually from the US, and they both have that.
I don't know why we think this is good.
Is it just free ad space? What's on the? What's on it?
To be fair,
well,
the
this one has it's usually blurbs.
Yeah.
It's almost always just blurbs.
I don't hate them to look at, but when you're trying to read, it's annoying.
Look, these have like beautiful illustrations on theirs.
Sorry.
Okay.
My mum messaged me and went, I popped
Get rid of that.
on your box. I'm done.
I don't.
Oh yeah, bin that off. Yeah, didn't like that.
I'm just me going, oops, and she went back on and got another crystal.
Oh, I love her. That's what I keep doing.
I wasn't a massive fan, but it's Olivia from Olivia Catastrophe's favourite book of all time.
I listened to the audio and didn't love it, but I definitely want to like reread it.
I'm obviously keeping this because I read Mistborn, so
yeah, that's fair.
What was the one before that?
Raven Boys.
Ah, I have not read yet.
I think you'd quite like it. It is quite pretty, and it's very dark academia-y.
And I'm keeping these.
Yeah.
Oh, that is one of my favourite series of all time.
I've only read the first
sexy
trilogy.
YA assassins.
It's
Hannah and I in our chat with Robbie were like discussing doing like a readathon, and then Robbie was like, "Oh yeah, I'm not doing booktube now," and we were like, "You just let us like ramble on about."
Yeah, we were like fully getting down to brass tacks on having like hosting a read along of it, and then he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm not doing booktube." I was like,
I would 100% be on a read along of that. I love the first trilogy, and I haven't read the second one because it wasn't out when I read the first one.
Yeah,
I'm obviously keeping this.
Yes, absolutely. I haven't even read that one yet, but the Poppy was just absolutely fantastic.
I'm keeping Ninth House.
Yeah, I love the way you say absolutely fantastic.
Why?
I just like the way you say it. You just sounded like really happy. Like, absolutely.
Do you not think that Molly is basically a female non-binary, even non-fielding? No fielding, not non-fielding.
Non-fielding. A non-binary non-fielding. I haven't seen her artwork or do anything really weird, but I can see it a little bit, I guess.
It was the way in the live the other day.
What am I talking about? I forgot. What am I talking about? I meant, yeah, no. Game of Thrones I enjoyed, but
I can't remember what it was. I can't remember what you said. The way you said something, I was like, "That's how Noel Fielding would say it." I can't unsee.
At least it's not Fielding. I get compared to Jimmy Carr all the time, which I don't appreciate. Oh. And now I've said it, you won't be able to unsee it.
No, do you know what? I
don't know who these people are
more than Jimmy Carr.
Oh, I will send you some links of Jimmy Carr.
I can't even explain to you how much Noel Fielding is a compliment to me because I have a couple cut out of him in my uni house, and I can't wait to go back to friends.
Is Hannah Jimmy Carr or Alan Carr?
How dare you?
I mean, the thing is,
how you thought we had.
The thing is with that one, I bought it just to have it and to be like, yeah, then I can say that I've read it. I unhauled it. I'm never going to read that.
They're a really easy fantasy to read. So if you do like high fantasy, or if you're in the mood for high fantasy but you have a short attention span, they are great because they're really easy reads.
Well,
Get them.
I really liked the show, and I kind of want to read the books just because the books might have a different ending.
They don't yet because the last book's not out yet.
Well, yeah, but that's why I think I'm gonna get rid of it just because, like, if I do buy them, I think I'm just gonna buy a box set.
Yeah.
So I don't really need like this floppy copy.
Oh, a floppy copy. Okay, my cat has woken up, so I'm going to annoy her by bringing her here.
I refuse to read it until the last one comes out. That's fair at this point. I watched the show, so that's good enough for me.
Right, literally. Do you know what? I've got that, and I need to read it. I've heard great things about that, and it's gay in some way, I think.
Yeah, Molly, we're just gonna buddy read all of the fantasies.
Hi, baby.
She's half asleep.
Oh, she looks.
Oh Lord, she looks like she's gonna kill you.
Yeah, you can tell she's half asleep because one, she's not fighting me.
I really thought Ali's cat was just gonna black us out for a second. They're like, nope.
Oh my god.
Oh, look
It's
at
just.
She's like, yes. Okay, I'm done now.
No, she's had enough. She might sit. She does sometimes just sit on my knee. Are you gonna sit? No. Yeah, nearly. This is the, you can tell. Like you get about 5 seconds when she's just woken up, where you can cuddle her. Otherwise, she is out of here.
Whoa. He's like, I can get onto that empty bookcase.
Ooh, would you go that way?
He's like, you picked me up. Oh God, no. That looks.
Who's it by?
I don't know.
Oh no, I think it's the Brothers Grimm version because it's got an introduction by instead. So
Hey!
It's okay, it's authentic.
Yeah, but now I don't know when they'll stop.
It's fine. Think of it as dog ASMR.
They're just practicing. They're getting us in the aesthetic for the Mystery Inc. readathon by being Scooby and Scooby-Doo.
Is someone at the door? What are they doing? Hold on.
Okay, holding.
Holding.
We need elevator music.
Let's discuss the last book we all unhauled. What was the last book you got rid of, guys?
I need to check. I think it was one I maybe read, or I give them all to my mum, so they're not just like sitting in a pile anymore.
I mean, I've got a stack.
Oh no, I know it was the binding.
The binding, yeah.
I need to get rid of
I'm so worried about that. I'm really.
You need to choose me another book, Molly.
Oh yes,
one of your books was the binding, so
yeah, I'm so annoyed about that.
Well, I didn't like it, but I listened to the audio at like 3 times.
Yeah, but I loved it, and it always happens to me. Same with Christina Doucher, and then she came out as a JKR supporter, and I was like,
see if Abby Elphinston fucks up, we're over.
I'm gonna cry, right? Literally, it's always my favourites. I'm just like done with it. Okay, Ali, it's all right. We're just gonna talk. So you mute for a bit. We'll just chat away. It's fine. Well, I finished reading The Once and Future Witches and was like, meh, average, bye. So that's in my unhaul pile. Then The Girls by Emma Cline, I DNF'd. So
I read it. I think I gave it 3 stars. Maybe I gave it 4, but it just wasn't what I wanted it to be. It was more like a sort of slice of life. Here's how life is, rather than like, oh no, I gave it 4 stars. That was definitely me trying to pretend that I got more from it. Okay, first of all, what? And second of all, wow, really?
Unhauling Spinning Silver, because I've had so many people not liking it recently, and now I just don't want to read it, so I'm unhauling it.
Which one? There's something
Spinning
Silver
by Naomi Novik.
I really liked it, but I didn't like it as much as I liked Uprooted. I felt like with Uprooted, when the fact that it's all about this forest that's like literally bedding in, and the whole story does that, whereas Naomi, Spinning Silver is a lot slower, so I get why people don't know.
Look at the little
You guys can stop barking now. No one is here.
Katie, Bridget Collins does. Well, I'm assuming she probably supports JKR, but basically, people went onto her liked tweets, and she was liking a lot of turfy shit and transphobic shit.
Yeah. So she might not
understand.
necessarily support JKR, but she has the same
You know,
idea.
yeah, they have similar opinions.
Yeah. Anyway, what are the options for?
Do you want the list again?
Please. I would love the list again.
Love the list.
Are you good now?
Look at the little paw.
Oh yeah, it's not injured. She just like, I don't know, like her nails got infected in the nail beds or something. So it's got antibiotic ointment on it, and she'll lick it off if I don't.
She's maybe like stood on stuff, like, you know how sometimes like the grit salt for when it snows, like sometimes that goes in their paws and can infect it. So she's maybe got a bit stuck. Poor Bubba. What's the dog's name?
I've got. I'm just letting my cat out of my bedroom because she's getting empty. I've shared in the private chat. Very nearly shared it in the main comments then.
Oh, that would have been. Oh, puppy!
Right, so the blue ones, the ones that have been chosen.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yes, I know you get very jealous.
Yes, I know you get very jealous.
He does.
So yeah, if they've got colours on them, I've already read them, or they're already on my TBR. I've already started them, basically.
Hannah,
Okay.
can we just point out that on the Waypoint Facebook, when I was like on even if we break, I was like, oh my god, I need it, autism rep, and you were like, oh my god, it's got autism rep. I literally wrote, I need this autism rep on your TBR.
Also, Hannah, you know you've still got Girl A on there, right?
Yeah, I haven't updated it.
Okay.
So just don't worry about the ones with colours on them, because some, like Caravala finished.
That doesn't have colours on them. Girly does have colour.
Caravan does have colour on it. What are you talking about?
But oh, okay. Oh, that's weird, because there's ones on here that I've put your names down, and for some reason it's not saved it.
Wait.
That's really weird. Anyway, right.
Molly, I just think you'd like to know that you are currently an anonymous buffalo.
Love that for me.
At this rate, we're gonna be here until Molly's readathon starts.
I'm okay.
I fully intend to.
What book were you on? Sorry. Let's go back to this Unhaul. That looks pretty. That's about it. Well, it was pretty until I saw the face.
Hannah, do you have the Year of the Witching on your list yet?
Yeah, you picked it for me.
I already picked it. Okay, good.
It's an Aladdin retelling.
Well done.
I thought so with that little genie thing. I hate retellings.
What about the Deathless Girl?
Yeah, Ali picked that for me, and it was already on my TBR for
Oh,
Featherthon.
okay.
Retellings are either too much like the original, or there's like nothing similar, and I'm like, you basically just taken a generic plot theme and wrote your own book and tried to pass it off as a retelling. Like fucking Avatar being a Beauty and the Beast retelling.
Law?
Oh, Law's a good shout.
Yes.
I'm really looking forward to reading that.
I loved it. I loved it.
So I vote no on that one.
Sorry, Alan. Hannah took over there.
Oh, you're good.
Hannah, the manager, took over.
Hannah, the manager, made some executive decisions.
Hannah is not my manager. Hannah is just my supplier. She's my
She's
dealer.
my manager.
I much prefer being a supplier to a manager. That sounds way cooler.
Sometimes you're a drug dealer.
Exactly.
Yeah, so the person like
she's also she supplies me with books and content, because like I get monthly content from Hannah's books now.
I'm her agent.
Agent the agent.
Agent the agent. Yeah, at least that works, because supplier.
And I are the supplier.
See, I've heard good things about that, and I'm still really intrigued.
I've heard bad things about it, but I'm still intrigued.
I'll keep it. Fantasies I'm fine to keep because I read a lot of them, so.
That's fine.
I'm keeping this because it's a sequel to a book I liked, so.
Oh, then yeah.
Unleash the...
We unleash something. The merciless
storm. Intrigued.
It's the end of a duology that I liked the first one, so.
Well, then, yeah. See, I had no interest in that, but now I really
hated it. I hated it.
If you unhaul that because Hannah hated it, then you can unhaul Crown of Feathers, because I hated that more than Hannah hated that, I can tell you.
I think I want to read this almost because Hannah hates it. Now I'm like, why?
Yeah, do it. Read it.
Oh my god, wait. I've just thought of some content for you. You're welcome. Read that and Crown of Feathers in a vlog and just do it as reading books my friends hate.
I need to find a book you hate now.
Yeah.
Molly,
well, that was Carry On. Carry On was awful. I also didn't enjoy that series.
I'm not reading Carry On.
Rainbow Rowell's also...
Yeah, no, I read Carry On. I ain't even read it. It's not worth it.
This is a sequel, so I'll obviously keep it. I haven't read it yet, though. I don't know if I even want to read this one, to be honest, but I have the first one.
I found the first one really boring, but then you enjoy, like, Cinder and that, so you might like it.
That's another sequel that I'm keeping. This, I don't know what it is. I got it for $1.
I have that because I got it in an owl crate, and I think it sounds intriguing.
I got it at the legitimate dollar store.
I love that.
The legitimate dollar store.
The illegitimate dollar store.
Okay. No, I have to explain. There is a reason that I have to specify, because in my town we have a dollar store where things are not actually all $1, and then we have an actual dollar.
Why is that
store.
like Poundland now for us, or where it like used to be a pound, but now it's like
Poundland is like it's
Poundland.
Like everything's something pounds. There's no 50 pences.
We've got in Folkestone, we've got a Poundland, a Pound World, and Pound Saver.
We've got Dollar General, Dollar Tree, and Family Dollar.
Family Dollar.
Family Dollar is the most expensive one.
Well, yeah, because it's for a family, so you could. That's at least like $3.
3 peeps.
You're not paying per person.
You might be. Morning, Paige.
Oh, good morning. I keep forgetting to check the chat. I'm sorry.
It's literally
okay. Just before Paige went to sleep, she spotted my "Is anyone sprinting?" tweet and was like, "I'm sprinting right now," and she stayed up an extra 15 minutes so that I could read because I joined her sprint so late.
I love Dollar Tree. That's because it's the actual dollar store, the legitimate one. The literal dollar store.
I see it referenced on TikTok a lot, but that's about it.
Keep.
I enjoyed it, but it is not good.
That I read Caraval. When did I read that? I read it long enough ago that I didn't have a clue about anything, so I would not have recognized gaslighting.
This is like in my wrap up. That is exactly what I said. I was like, teenage Hannah would not have seen this as gaslighting. 29-year-old Hannah is like, oh, a book about gaslighting. Cool.
Yeah. April 2017. No, and do you know why? This is so petty. My ex loved that series, and he kept making me
I'm not getting rid of it because of your ex,
It's got dragons on it. You want to do another dragon vlog? Keep it.
True. It is about dragons.
Also, it's one of those where it's not like super like booktube popular that I've seen, but as for like a fantasy series, it's very highly regarded.
His surname is the same name, which is why I always associate it. So I need to associate it with someone else. So read it. I own that. Haven't read it.
Yeah, I haven't read that one yet either.
I'm nervous about it because I'm realizing I liked City of Ghosts, but I haven't really when I think about it, I've rated some of her adult stuff high, but I know it was just me bowing to peer pressure. So I'm kind of nervous because I guess I just don't like her adult stuff. So I'm like, oh, I hope I like that one.
I've never rated her stuff higher than a 3. I would keep that one because I've heard really good things.
I like it.
I'm just here for the K-drama vibe.
Garage, but it was okay.
I liked it, but I also took a photo. I've held Catchall's phone and took a photo for her.
Oh wow, I love that for you.
Yeah.
But there's no proof of you holding her phone and hanging up.
I mean, there was a shitload of people near me at the wall at BookCon.
Yeah, see, Wicked Fox is okay. I've not read Great Sling, but I'm really intrigued by it because Lily has been rereading it for a read long at the moment, and
it's like one of the.
I'm now
everyone
really
loves it, like fantasy. So I feel like I have to give it a shot.
It is quite a popular one on BookTube, isn't it?
Oh, keep it because it is one of Kay's favourites, and they really want me to read it. They literally said to me yesterday, "I need you to read We on the Flame."
I was going to say, if you don't keep it, send it to me because I've been looking for a copy everywhere.
It's this is the Owl Crate.
Right, yeah, that's fine. Like Gardeners have been out for about 6 months. I've heard really good things, but I haven't got there yet. I keep it. Why not?
I have to. This was a gift, so I have to keep this one.
Like,
also,
yes.
Molly.
Yes.
Again, though, it's just like every freaking paperback in the U.S. has this awful thing.
I feel like we should do thrillers last so that we ended on a high, because I feel like we're from now on we're just gonna be like keep. She
doesn't have to get rid of all of her books though. I liked it,
but it's meant to be an unhaul. I unhauled my copy because
I was gonna say I don't have my copy anymore. I read it and then got rid of it. I donated it to one of the rugby lads because he was a really.
I'm like, I've never read it, and I feel like at this point, just like with everything about J. Kristoff, I'm like, do I just get rid of it?
Are the footnotes in House of Leaves annoying you?
I just don't read them.
Oh, well, apparently, the footnotes apparently in Nevernight are important, so if you don't want to read
footnotes... They're really not. They're one of those things where, like, if you want... So, like, okay, Patrick Rothfuss and Scott Lynch do this thing where they give you a chapter, which is all backstory, and then the next chapter, all that backstory they gave you is then relevant for this just one chapter, and they just give it to you as that, so it kind of, oh, you see this ritual where they do a thing, they explain it in this chapter, and then he does the ritual in the next chapter. J. Kristoff doesn't bother with that. It's just in the footnotes. So if you don't care about the history of certain bone elements or parts of the city, you can just skip it and you can still read the story in its entirety and it doesn't matter. But if you want that additional bit, that's fine.
I just feel like the whole J. Kristoff thing, like, it's like, do I bother getting into his books now?
Yeah. Like someone's done an unhaul and I think I'm getting, it was Keris. Keris is getting rid of Aurora Rising, and I was like, well, I'm curious about it, but at least I'm not buying it. But like that's a joint written one. But yeah, I had an arc of Nevernight, and I was like, I kept debating on keeping it or not, and I was like, do you know what? I was like, now is the time to get rid of it before it gets cancelled. And I got a US arc of the Starless Sea in a trade, and I was like, I have lived my best life.
So like Georgia bought me Aurora Rising, and I loved Illuminate. So I do want to read it because I do like their duo writing. But I don't intend to pick anything up from J. Kristoff. Just as
the thing is, I don't think he ever will get cancelled because his fans are so like.
But it's like JKR in a sense. Like there are people outside of the community that he'll be fine.
But he loves the drama though. That's like he literally leans into it. I haven't seen that before, and it looks not good.
Seen that. I want to say it was a Waterstones book of the month at one point, which never fills me with hope because they picked.
Shockingly, it has the weird thing again. I hate living here. I like UK middle grade covers far better.
It's great that you've got a British supplier that will never send you a book with those stupid inside covers again.
Unless it's My Dark Vanessa.
You know, for your next box, I'm just going to send you exclusively books with those covers.
You're just going to be like, look. And then I'm going to open it like on a vlog and just like chuck the books and be like, no.
Has your box won't have arrived yet, will it? Because it'll take at least a week to get to you over the seas.
I don't go to the P.O. box every day, so I couldn't even tell you.
Fair enough.
It could be sitting there and I'd have no idea at the moment.
Mine only came yesterday, so
I'm excited to see what you think of the one that I chose for you in the end.
I am gonna do it as well.
We're gonna do the box.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Ali, I have that in Brighton. I haven't read it, but I'm really excited about it. The author's non-binary or gender fluid, one or the other. Never heard of that.
Never heard of that. I quite like the front cover though.
The cover's quite interesting, to be fair.
It's actually I picked this up thinking it was a different book, so I don't actually know what this is at all.
Amazing. What did you think it was?
I thought it like reminded me of the like Winter's Promise cover a little bit.
Okay.
And because I didn't remember that cover and I didn't remember the title of that book, and I can
see that with like the ribbon effect. Yeah, I can see that.
The cover on Goodreads is interesting. 200 years after he's about to die on a Napoleonic battlefield, Lord Nicholas Falcott wakes up in 21st century London. The Guild, a secretive fraternity of time travellers, informs him that there is no return, but Nick yearns for the beautiful Julia Percy, who remains in 1815. As fate and the fraying fabric of time draw Nick and Julia together once again, the lovers must match wits and gamble their hearts against the rules of time itself.
I'm less interested in it now.
Of Deborah Harkness. So, airport chick lit historical shit.
Chick lit historical shit.
Chick lit historical shit.
When would you send it?
Send what?
The box.
Oh, the box. I do them at the beginning of every month, but I have just someone signed up on the 2nd of March, and I was like, you can have a March box because you've literally just paid for it. So I like Connie Black, but I know a lot of people don't.
Do it now, I'll get the April.
No, if you do it now, because it's the first week of March, I will send you a March box because it will charge you again on the 5th of April. So that will be your April box.
Oh, okay. So I'm really confusing myself. So in April, I will need it sent to a different address because I will be going back to Brighton.
Okie doke.
But I'll give you the address to send this one to.
Excellent. I don't recognise that. I've never seen that before, and I don't know how to feel about her just resting a knife on her lip. It's a bit weird. No.
That's a really popular one.
Yeah, but I lived under a rock for like 100 years.
True. Was there a whole
It looks like you've got like a magnifying glass. I enjoyed that. That was funny.
Damn.
What was the last book you showed for that? Oh, yeah,
it's just a Holly Black.
I don't like Holly Black either. Didn't like the cool things.
I did, so I'll just
I did, yeah.
And I'm keeping this because I like the Witcher books, so.
That's fair.
Even though I hate that this is a mass market and I'm probably going to replace it, but.
I unhauled my copy, so I just decided I didn't care.
Yeah.
It's about horses, that's too much for me.
Emma was not a horse girl at school.
I was not. The horse girls at my school they weren't your normal horse girls. So
horse girls aren't normal. That's the whole joke about horse girls.
Yeah, I know, but like there was something else. Like it was like the horse girls had something else going as well. Like they were like horse girls mixed with fuck knows what, and I was like, nah.
Mine were horse girls mixed with drug addicts.
I was gonna say I was gonna make a ketamine joke, but
that was my actual town. Christina, the Cruel Prince pissed her off. Damn.
I've not read it, have no interest in it. Yeah.
It was the first book that I finished in a weekend a couple of Christmases ago, and I just got really excited and I just devoured that series. It's such an easy read. I just found it really fun.
Olivia from Olivia Reads a Latte makes me laugh because she likes to say that it's a duology.
I like that.
To pretend nothing doesn't exist.
That's really funny. It's a really dramatic ending if that's the case. I like that.
Okay.
Never read it, but I do like that cover a bit.
Yeah, I like that it's shiny.
I don't actually know what it's about. I'm going to keep this one because it was
Courting Darkness. It sounds like a very dark.
It's like a vampire romance.
It's a duology, but I don't know what it's a. Oh, something about Death's daughters. I'm good. I'm keeping it.
I'm intrigued.
I'm obviously keeping these because Red Rising is on my 5-star predictions that I think I'm gonna really like it.
Did you want the Fairy Loot cushion cover that's Red Rising related? I don't know if you like Red Rising, but
I haven't read it yet.
Oh, okay. Let me know if you like it, because you can have that cushion cover, because I've not read them, so I'm like, I don't care.
Red Rising is on my 5-star prediction list.
Yeah. I'm glad you listened to me, Hannah.
Well, I didn't hear half of it. My internet is shit. All I heard was, yeah.
Do you know something? I have never noticed until now that the top of my ears stick out a little bit.
Right, at least I interrupt with stuff that's relevant. Like...
I mean, I did on one of Emma's streams suddenly go, do I have a giraffe neck? So.
That's fair. That's fair. I'm sorry I don't listen to you, Ali.
What is the Queen of Nothing? I've never heard of it. Doesn't exist. Yeah.
That's okay. My husband doesn't listen to me either. Like, I will see, and the thing is, he's not shy about letting me know he's not listening to me. So I'll just be talking, and then I'll, like, ask him something. He's like, oh, I wasn't listening to you. And I'm like...
Yeah, I do that. I'm like, what?
I'm like, if you weren't listening, why didn't you say that, like, in the middle of what I'm talking? Why didn't you, like, stop me?
Because you weren't listening.
Because that would be worse.
See, I really want to read.
I'm interested in
it. If you like Marissa Meyer, then yeah, sure, but I don't.
Ali, I think we've established it's just US.
I'm so upset by the amount. I didn't realize how many of my books were like this, okay?
Well, we learn something new every day, don't we?
We do.
I have that, and I'm really intrigued by it. I have high
love Neil Patrick Harris.
I know, but I'm so worried that this, like, I love Neil Patrick Harris, and that's why I'm, like, concerned about reading this. Because
give
it
a chapter. Just give it a chapter. And then if you're like, no,
I don't understand though, because that's why I'm scared about Chris Colfer. Like, I'm really terrified to read that chick for that reason. So I do understand. What the hell is that?
Why YA sci-fi?
It looks kind of cool.
I own that one as well.
Claudia Gray is the she did a whole bunch of like Star Warsy type ones as well.
Really?
Yeah.
This is one where she has.
Oh my god! Why do I do
this? She has a thing, and they do a thing, and there's more things that happen. No,
I'm sure I own another one of her books, and I want to read that one. But I'm sure my friend did an event with her, and she was apparently like really pretentious and thought she was like more popular than everyone else. And then I just clicked onto her Goodreads bio. Claudia Gray is not my real name. I didn't choose a pseudonym because my real name is unpleasant. It isn't. Because I'd always dreamed of calling myself this. I haven't. Or even because I'm hiding from the remnants of that international diamond smuggling cartel I smashed in 2003. Bracket, Interpol is taking care of them. In short, I took a pseudonym for no real reason whatsoever. Sometimes this is actually the best reason to do things. Why is your entire bio about the fact you have a pseudonym for no reason? Pretentious.
I don't know. So I read Bloodline, which is her just after the second film, just before the third film book. And it was fine. It was a bit dense. It wasn't my fave. So I wouldn't recommend Claudia Gray.
You get rid of Defy the Stars. I'll take it.
I was gonna say, I do have 1,000 Pieces of You on my want to read. Apparently that's
I have 1,000 Pieces of You on my TBR.
I'll be right back.
Oh, I'm intrigued.
I think she might be going to sort the dogs again. Or a child.
Quite potentially. Or she knows where 1,000 Pieces of You are.
Maybe. What are you giggling at? Katie, Mystery and Cathon. Oh, child, I knew it. Mystery and Cathon is GMT.
I mean, you did not know it. You said dog, not baby.
I said dog or child.
Oh, I didn't hear the child bit.
Archie. It's like,
yeah, like honestly, you can either do 12 to 12 in your own time zone, or you can follow along with GMT. It's honestly up to you.
What were you giggling at, Molly?
You'll find out. I just sent it to the group.
I love that so much. I love that so much.
Is that Kylo Ren at the top?
Yeah.
Yes.
No,
So,
he
like,
actually doesn't want to take a nap, so he's just being a butt. Aren't you?
That is basically how
I'll tell you
Molly
what
and
the
I started
difference is.
conversing.
I'm wearing glasses.
Oh, I know, you're so fussy.
The first few conversations Molly and I had was essentially just me sending her Kylo Ren memes.
Yeah.
That was it. That was how this began.
As soon as Hannah just said, yeah, Claudia Gray writes some Star Wars stuff, my brain instantly went,
Kylo Ren.
and then I went, I know what's funny.
Oh, I know what's funny. Oh, the arm just like tangling it. Oh, what you got?
He has a block.
You got a block. Oh, it's so exciting.
No, you can't have the mouse. I know, you're just gonna get fussy. Why don't you go back in your room, buddy?
Hush, bye, baby. Please go to sleep. Leave Mama alone. So she can
Stop
eat
that.
these.
This is nice.
No, I just had in my head the song, the travel song from Shrek the Musical, and I was just getting to the part where Donkey goes, "This is nice." As soon as you said it.
I've been like absolutely on point with singing today because like earlier I was I was listening to the music. Olivia from Olivia's Catastrophe decided that we write in the afternoon on a Friday together, and she's like, "Oh, I've got stuff to do, so can we write in the morning?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's fine." But she's an hour ahead of me, so she's like, "Just text me when you're awake, and then we'll do some writing." And I was like, "No, I will text you when I'm sentient because I will need time." And I was listening to this really aggressive workout playlist that I have, and the Chase and Status No Problem came up, and just as she texts back saying no problem, Chase and Status sang the no problem line, and I was like, oh, the timing, it was perfect. And then I did it again.
Oops, I did it again.
Everyone's saying he's cute, and I'm just like, I made that.
You did.
I mean, he doesn't look like you though.
No, he really doesn't.
We all know you stole that child from another mother, and that's you're the inspiration for all those thrillers.
I can guarantee, considering that I'm like making another one in here, I can guarantee you
that you birthed the other one. I love how this is just descended into, but did Ali actually have that child?
But did she really?
Did she really though? Oh,
I mean, where did we land on this one, by the way?
No.
If you don't want it, I want it.
You can have it, because I want to read more adult sci-fis. I don't really think I want to read more YA sci-fis all that much.
See, I'm scared for this because it's like adult rather than like YA, and I'm like, mind you, I've read The Martian. So
yeah, as much as it's adult, it's quite like fun.
Chill.
Like there's levity in it. They spend the first chapter chasing psychic cats. Like it's not stressful.
I want it to be a movie, like a Sharknado type movie where it's just really fucking bad.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm keeping this.
I fucking love that cover, and I'm so mad.
I really want to read that. I've got it.
I really want to read it too, so I'm 100% keeping it.
I bought a crystal, a whole ass crystal, just because it looks like that book, and I haven't even read it yet.
I don't even know if I want to read this.
I don't know it.
It's one of those like
it's like a dystopian.
Yeah.
It's very much almost 2011 to like 2014 to 16 type dystopians, and I just fucking love them.
We live in a dystopian. We don't need to read anymore.
But these are better dystopians because they're usually worse than what we're going through. Like, I'm lying in my bed all day, napping, playing with rats, and reading books. That's
honestly, okay, here 100% is why, okay. First of all, before I even noticed this blurb was here, I was saying that this book sounds like dystopian Gossip Girl to me, and it is literally blurbed by the chick who wrote Gossip Girl. So this is dystopian Gossip Girl.
Okay, I'm more inclined by it now.
I'm gonna hold on to it. Just, I feel like it'd be good for something.
I didn't like it.
I've got that because I need to read it. So
I didn't hate it, but I got rid of it. Oh yeah,
I don't think I'm ever gonna read this.
I found it really boring.
It just seems like not my kind of middle grade. Like, I just don't think I'm ever gonna actually read it.
I didn't care for it.
I was raving about it in like December, and then I was like, eh.
I know everyone loved it so much, but
everyone was like, "It's the next Harry Potter," and I was like, "It isn't. It's so bad."
What?
Keepers of the Lost City.
Oh, I've heard such bad things about that.
Yeah.
I don't need it.
I've heard great things about that.
Obviously, I'm going to keep The Girl Who Drank the Moon. Haven't read it yet, but
I listened to the audio, and I'm learning that I need to be really picky with audio because it's like I listened to it and I gave it 3 stars because I was like, I don't really know what happened. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it, so I'm like,
hi, Starzy.
That is one that I bought way back in the day. Oh, it's got your favorite thing on it. But like I bought it way back in the day, but I don't read fantasy, so I got rid of it. But like it was really popular, like 2014. So I feel like you might like it because you like fantasy. So keep it.
Here's the thing, right?
You know when Molly's voice was up 10 octaves.
That was gonna become when I read it, my favorite trilogy of all time. Until the ending of the 3rd book.
So read the first one and the second one and most of the 3rd one and then stop.
Yeah.
Hey Molly, I've shared the form in the private chat.
I was like, why?
You can like put what your favorite and least favorite books are and stuff like that. I will stalk your Goodreads anyway.
The only difficult thing with that, my own TBR, only the ones I've got in my nans. It doesn't include the ones I've got in Brighton because I can't remember.
Well, if you want, what I can do is I can literally send you a text with what I've got in stock, and you can just pick something for your first book, and then I'll add a surprise as well.
Okay.
So I will go take a photo of my stock.
Thanks.
Be right back.
By the way, Starzy, we're playing Dead by Daylight this weekend. I don't care if you're free or not, you're doing it.
I don't care if you're free, you're doing it. So it's just not free, just has to.
Yes, if you're working, get fired. Quit.
Yep, pretty much. Well, especially, like, she does not live around here, so it's the time zones, and I'm like, you're still doing it. Have either of you read this one?
If it's fantasy, it's almost certainly haven't read it for me.
No, I haven't, but I really want to. I've heard really good things about it, actually.
I'm seriously just every month, Molly, I'm just going to be like, what fantasies are we reading this month?
Are we reading this month? I'm okay with that.
I'm keeping this because I liked Test of the Road, which I actually apparently should have read after this one. So.
I owned like 3 copies of that, but I eventually got rid of them.
I'm opening it again. Got it open.
Oh my god, we've made it to the other shelf.
Yay! I mean, that's only taken like an hour and... It says an hour and 45 minutes, but we talked for a bit before we started, so...
I know this is a really stupid question, but what are you classifying as contemporary fiction? Oh. Hannah?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's one of those things where, like, it's such a broad term that if someone says contemporary, then I will have a further conversation with them about, like, what it is. So, like, someone else who's picked a contemporary really likes reading, like, foreign literature and learning about, like, other cultures and things like that. So when she picks a contemporary, she doesn't like chick lit British London woman trying to live her best life. You know, that's not that's not it. So because it's just really rudimentary to give me like a starting point for like looking at stuff like that.
I've highlighted thriller, sci-fi, fantasy, contemporary fiction, romance, and then in other I've put LGBTQ+, if that's okay.
Well, she has a whole section on diverse books that you want. It's fucking brilliant.
Oh well, I'm keeping that anyway.
Yeah. That's what I struggle with when we get like orders. Obviously, we get like Mother's Day orders, and I'm like, do they want chicklet? Like what? Like because my mom said she's like, I need a fantasy. You've marked this as fantasy. I'm like, it is fantasy, but it's like a dystopian sort of supernatural fantasy. They probably want high fantasy.
Yeah, it's when it gets to like cross genres, it can be a bit.
I'm not putting subgenres because I really struggle with doing that.
That's what I'm saying to my mum. I'm like, if someone says fantasy, if they want one fantasy book, we give them like a high typical like generic fantasy. If they get a 2-book box, give them a fantasy and then give them like this is fantasy, but probably not what you want, because at least they still get one book they'll love.
Yeah.
Like, because honestly, like, I just, when someone goes, yeah, but like, what's your favourite tropes? That's my favourite question, because I go, I don't know.
My favourite tropes are space cats, psychic space cats chewing boxes through a fucking helmet because physics.
Because physics.
Starzy, currently I'm at like I think 30, but I don't have a goal. I'm just dumping stuff.
I'm definitely.
I don't know what this is. I
don't recognize it. No.
It's like little. It's little and it has
a kids one.
It looks cute, but I don't know anything about it.
Humble and Blue. It's a cute name. It sounds quite middle grade-y. It is a
middle grade.
Story of a golden gator, 2 cursed kids, and how their destinies take their destinies into their own hands.
Emma, what were you saying things that I wasn't listening to, because Katie wants to know what
I was talking about
chilling effects.
Psychic space cats that can wear helmets but still chew through a box. Yeah. It's called Chilling Effect by Valerie Valdez.
And the second one is out, which is Prime Deceptions.
I vote you furthermore. Haven't read it, but there's a fox on it, and that's exactly why I want to read it, because there's a fox.
I don't think there's a fox in it.
No, I think there is. I'm sure her like sidekick is the fox.
It would make sense.
I read half of this book and there was no fox.
Oh, outrageous!
Because I did make it through half of this at one point and then I put it down. I don't remember why. Maybe I just wasn't in the mood for it. Also, the dust jacket is on upside down. That's gonna bug me. Yep. I won this somewhere and I don't know what it is at all.
Sorcery for Beginners.
It looks interesting. It's got the beveled edges.
We love that.
Oh my god, Katie's just put Chilling Effect on her want to read on Goodreads. It just came up first on my updates. I love that.
We have a copy at Waypoint, just a heads
Christina,
up.
Your opinion on middle grades is not relevant because you don't like most of them. You don't like most middle grades.
Sorcery for Beginners is a middle grade. 500 years ago, magic began to fade from the world. Sorcerers are hunted almost to extinction. But a seemingly average 13-year-old boy finds himself into a centuries-long war and uses a book to take on a school bully. So it's basically about a kid that accidentally discovers the magic world and then sort of ends up war and brings magic back to life or something.
That sounds like there's a Rick Royden one that I read last year that was like Sal and Gabby destroy the universe or something like that, or just like, and they basically he can like control different parallel universes. I really enjoyed that one. Sounds like that.
This I got on accident because I got it back when I was buying books from Book Outlet all the time, and I thought it was a middle grade, but it's not. It's a
Oh.
Freaking
so I've just seen that before though, and the cover honestly breaks my heart. I love it so much.
I know. I thought it was a middle grade, and then I got it, and I was like, "This isn't a middle grade."
Molly looks ready to murder someone.
I think that's a concentration phase.
Oh, yeah, it was filming.
Done it. the last book I read that I can't stop thinking about, I put 2 books, and I also done that for least favourite. I just put a comma to separate them.
Nice.
I want to say that See You in the Cosmos has autism rep, or like subconscious, like
I think it has like suggested. I don't think it's ever stated.
Yeah. I want to say, you know, if I was smart and went to my spreadsheet, because I want to say I've got that written down. Autism master list. Who's it written by?
Jack Chang.
Oh no, it's not written. Oh wait, no, unintentional. No. But yeah, I feel like it's came up and people have told me I should read it because they want my opinion.
KT says it does. Hannah, I know you have this one that you want to read.
Yes, I keep putting it on my TBR and then not getting to it, but I've heard really good things.
Very subtle, but it's there, Katie says.
It's got dragon. You're going to keep it.
Yeah, I have to keep any book with dragon. Even if like this looks like it's probably going to be awful, to be honest, but it's fine.
Ali, why are you holding it sideways?
Here you go.
I'm literally like this, trying to look at it. I love the border, but the actual cover, like art, just looks really like it's nice and it's well done art, but it just looks like sort of self-published, cheapy, trashy.
It's not. Also, thanks for saying self-published is trashed. Hannah over here.
But I'm talking about the stereotypical self-published trash.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like this when you look at a self-published one, you go, "Oh, it's going to be that kind of unedited." Like, I wrote this in 5 days and published it.
Like kissing the coronavirus.
Don't. Do not talk to that. Don't do it. I think it's disgusting.
I love these, so I'm not getting rid of this.
Yeah.
They're so good.
What are they?
A pinch of magic and a sprinkle of sorcery. Oh, yeah. These are Rick Riordan ones I haven't read yet.
Oh.
It's his other series.
Kane Chronicles. Oh, right. I listened to the audiobook and didn't love it. It was one of those where I gave it 3 stars because I wasn't really paying attention. Keris is fucking obsessed with it. Like, has so many copies, so I definitely want to like reread it. And in theory, I should love it because it's like sort of supernaturally magical mystery
with books loves it as well.
So keep it, basically.
What were you saying no to? No. Also, but I haven't read the new one. The new one, what? The new Sprinkle of Sorcery books? Because that I have not.
We moved so fast. People are going to have to put like acronyms of book titles so we know what this is reference to. I read the 3rd Pinch of Magic, forgot what it's called. So I'm assuming
I don't have it yet. I also don't even know if it's out here yet. I'm not sure.
Oh my god, Katie! Chilling Effect is available as an an audiobook, so it's now being added to my Mystery Inkathon TBR. It's what I'm reading from Mystery Inkathon. We're going to be like unplanned buddy read. I just lost the bookmark as well, which is love that for me.
This one, I think, Molly, didn't you say this one?
I loved that. Don't get me wrong, right? You need to get through the first book because no, it's just the writing. So like, it's written really weird because I think they're not allowed to write basically. So the writing is really weird, like spelling and stuff in the first book. It's easy to get through though, but you just need to push past that bit because it does get better near the end and in the second. But the premise and the actual book is great.
We were saying no to kissing the coronavirus.
I've got it, Hannah.
Cool.
Yeah.
There's like something on this one. I'm concerned.
I mean, me and Emma are both going to say to keep that because it's about a circus. So, and I haven't read it.
I've heard really good things about that.
Yeah, me too. I really want to read it so bad.
I have Mirage, which I've heard good and bad things about. Oh, Katie didn't like Where Dreams Descend. She said it was boring and didn't make sense.
I love a book that don't make sense, though.
Yeah. There is a movie coming out for The Knife of Never Letting Go. I don't know when, but there is a movie.
I'm that stupid that I don't know what's going on anyway. So when you're not supposed to know what's going on in a book, I'm like, hey, I'm already 5 steps ahead of you.
Have you read this one?
No.
No, I haven't. I'm intrigued by it though. It looks pretty.
I've heard good and bad things, so I think I'll hold on to it because I might read it. This one, I don't really know if I'm interested in, but it has silver edges.
Ooh.
And it's very pretty.
I gave it a 3-star. It was pretty average.
It's just so pretty, though.
No, it's stunning.
Are we about to get a Mozart?
I've heard really mixed things about this one.
Never read it. I was supposed to be I've never read it, but it sounds like I just went rrr.
What a great opinion. I'll stack some more books. Well, we wait for Diana.
Why don't you put some books back on the shelves?
Because I don't know how I want to put them on the shelf yet.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, because you're gonna like organize.
I'm not just gonna stack them on there all willy-nilly. Jeez.
Have I ever told you how much I love the phrase willy-nilly?
It's a good phrase.
It's
also, you guys are absolutely ruining me because I don't even notice. I just talk to you guys more than anyone else, I think, at this point. So sometimes I'm talking to my husband and he's like, why do you talk weird now? And I was like, what? Apparently I just say like things that sound British now, so thanks for that, guys.
You're welcome.
You're so welcome. That's okay. My pleasure.
It probably sounds like I'm just trying to sound cool or something, though. Like, it probably does not sound right.
It makes you feel any better. When I was a kid, I watched so much American television that I started developing an American accent. And the reason I sound like this and not like anyone else in Folkestone is because my dad sat me down and went, "You are not American. You are embarrassing yourself."
I used to fall asleep to so much Doctor Who and the magic school that shall not be named. That I actually started doing that too because I would fall asleep to it and then I would wake up fake British accenting.
Incredible.
My parents, on the other hand, just went, "You're just really weird anyway. Have fun." I think we're moving into contemporaries now.
Interesting. I loved Patrick Ness's The Monster Calls, but I have that one on my I need to read it before the end of the year or get rid of it.
Wow, I have a lot of Patrick Ness.
So bad. A Monster Calls destroyed me.
Yeah, I cried.
I really liked more than this as well. I haven't read that though, but I am planning to get through Patrick Ness's works.
I don't think I'm interested in this one.
Is it Jay Asher? Get rid of it.
You suck.
I don't know anything about Jay Asher.
He's the 13 Reasons Why guy.
Yeah.
Ew! No, I don't want that. I hated that book. I hated it so much. Oh, I really, really didn't like it. The Marie Lou one looks so pretty. It is. I'm holding on to it just because it's gorgeous. So unless like somebody wants to pay an exorbitant amount of money for a fancy edition of it, I'm not getting rid of it, even though I've never read it.
Hannah get some. If me, Molly, and Hannah want some, rather than getting like 3 separate shipping, get it done in one, and then one of us, like, so to one of us, and then it can get shipped.
Yeah, but I'm not getting rid of anything you guys want.
I propose it. Like, oh, we'll have that, and then you're like, no, I'm keeping it.
Did any of you lot play in an American accent? I mean, I am American, so no. I mean, yes, but
that's fine.
I went through a phase where I like tried to do an English accent, but like an English accent, and it was just like kind of like a really bad sort of Essexy kind of.
Essexy. I have no, I don't know. I don't know if I rate Adam Silver.
I don't either. I really don't.
I'll hold on to it.
I love that Ali listens to all of us.
I like Jessica Brody.
I've never read a Jessica Brody. This one I've heard really good things about, though. This is like the one where she gets a text message. Well, like she powers on her phone or something for the first time since her friend died, and has like a text message from her friend who had died, and then she has to like deal with it while waiting in an airport for her plane or something.
The only Jessica Brody I've read is the Save the Cat Writes a Novel book, which I thought was really useful. It's basically about how to write a novel, and it was really informative. Haven't written since I read it though, but I now want to read her books. No idea what that is.
I think it's
but I don't know.
It's a Jane. Yeah, it's a Jane. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the last name because every time I do, I say it wrong and somebody makes fun of me. So, but
Austen,
Jane Eyre retelling.
Oh, Jane Eyre. Oh, okay. Why are you crying, baby?
Yeah, growing up, I kept calling her Jane Eyre.
It's a gothic retelling of Jane.
A gothic retelling.
It is. It is a gothic retelling.
Jane Eyre is a gothic fiction book anyway.
Well,
so it's a modern gothic. Will you stop fighting me and just love
Riley Marie rated it 5 stars.
Momo.
And I do trust Riley.
The thing is, though, is I don't know anything about Jane Eyre, so that's why I'm like.
Most
classic retellings that I've read, I don't know anything about the original.
Yeah, true. Hannah, haven't you read this one?
DNF that.
No, I've read Daddy, which is the collection of short stories by Emma Cline. But I've been told by my best friend Sian that I have to read The Girls because it's her favourite book ever. But I'm pretty sure both Molly and Emma have said it's awful.
I gave it 4 stars when I read it. And in my review, basically, looking back, I'm like, you just rated 4 stars because you felt like you had to. And it was just too intelligent for me.
But the reason why I DNF'd it is because it made me feel hella uncomfortable. Not because it was a bad book. It just personally made me feel uncomfortable.
See, there are some short stories in her Daddy collection where I'm like, yeah, this just makes me uncomfortable. Like, there's a bit where this guy basically takes his son and his son's new girlfriend out for a meal, and she orders a steak, and he's like, it's literally the most expensive thing on the menu, but then when it arrives, it's not really what she wanted, so she just picks at it, and he just bullies her into eating it, and I'm like, everything about this is toxic, and I hate it. I hate it. But it was very well written.
There just wasn't enough cult in the book for me. I want more cult. I've unhauled that recently. I just don't give a shit. Yeah. I don't know what it's about and I don't give a shit. I think she like loses her twin brother or something. So she goes like free diving. So she like learns to like hold her breath. And it's like how she gets over her grief. And I'm just like, nah. That's just self-harm really, isn't it? She's just hoping she's gonna drown.
Imagine like that whole book is like the answer to Jordan Sparks' No Air. That's the thought that just went through my brain.
Do you think you all could entertain yourselves for like
tell me how I'm supposed to breathe with no air? And she went, okay. Here you go.
So apparently my grocery delivery is a fucking liar because it said it was going to be here around 6 and apparently it was delivered.
Oh.
So, I just gotta shove the freezer stuff in the freezer real quick. So you
want us to chat amongst ourselves?
I just froze on saying freezer.
Okay.
You froze. You said I'm gonna throw stuff in the freezer, and you froze.
Okay. Well, I was saying you all have to entertain yourself for a moment.
You've done this like 2 times in this live already. We're good. On you go.
Yeah, but she's probably going to leave us a little bit longer than usual.
Yeah, I got to put the groceries away.
We'll go do that before they defrost.
That's fine. Take your time.
I'm just like scrolling through Molly's read and owned TBR to be like, what can I force my agenda on this time? Because everyone else who's had like the additional book in the full moon box is basically me going, I need you to read this. But there are some stipulations in the things you selected.
Yeah, is that what happened with my Is that what happened with my surprise book this month? Because I was like, this is an interesting pick on Hannah's part.
On Hannah's part?
Yeah, probably.
Do you remember what it was?
Yeah, no, it's the Jordan Jackson. What am I trying to say? The Forever at the End of Friday. It's because it is. I'm pretty sure it's on your want to read list, but it wasn't on your own TBR list. But it's under. It's got 2 titles because it's got an American title as well.
You might have. Wait. Let me see. Uh-oh.
Well, Molly's just made my life easier by pointing out which book she wants as her surprise book, so fine. Sorted.
Uh-huh.
Take it off your wish list. It'll be in a box tomorrow morning. Love that. There's there are a couple of people that are out in Ohio that they just message me their wish list every month, and then they just go, if you can just let me know what you've taken off of this, and I'll take it off the list, because I'm hoping it comes from you. And I'm like, it is coming from me.
I love that. Oh, what, like they give you the ability to edit it?
Yeah, basically.
I love that.
Yeah.
Emma, Katie wants to know if she can see the rats.
Give me 2 seconds. I was in an absolute panic there, Hannah.
You owned it already?
Well, I can't see the Forever Ends on a Friday. It's called Early Departures, and my head just went, please don't tell me it's opposite of always, but it's not. It's fine. I was ready to shit myself and be like, no!
Imagine if I did that not once, but twice.
Yeah, but that was my Amazon wish list.
What's that book?
Which one?
Forever Ends on Friday.
Thank you.
What I love, right? My favorite musical is If Then, right? Which is basically, it's like what?
Oh my god, that's the author of Long Way Down, right?
Yeah.
No.
Justin Reynolds.
This is Justin A. Reynolds. Long Way Down is Jason Reynolds.
Oh, Jason Reynolds.
Yeah, this is the Miles Morales, the guy from Spider-Man, that one. And yeah, Opposite of Always, which is the other one that apparently is on Emma's own list. Here's hoping you like his writing then.
Oh no. Jason Reynolds, fuck off, Emma. If Then's my favorite musical, and it's basically like a what if. It's like, what if you made this decision instead of this decision? And it's like a parallel world thing. So I wanted this one because it's like Kate, Jack meets Kate, and then Kate dies, and then it's like they get to like relive, like sort of.
Oh my god, that sounds like it's gonna break me into pieces, and I love it.
Similar sort of thing happens in here. I've read it and had no clue it had a different title.
Hannah, have you got another one of them?
I can get another one in if you need me to.
Yeah, please. That sounds great.
Okay, I'll make a note.
Thanks. I love it when I see a review that's 5 stars and I'm like, oh wait, that's the author.
You're back. Are you okay? You look
stressed. I just can't. I had to go up the stairs. It was difficult.
Uh-oh.
But I have this entire grocery bag full of snacks for the 24-hour readathon.
Love that.
And there's also literally. Okay, hold on. I can get things out of a bag. There's 2 boxes of Capri Suns in here.
I love that.
I love that.
Because I can't have too much caffeine or anything, so
I miss having Capri Suns. They were good
I'm gonna
times.
have so many.
I might
So
get
many
myself
Capri
tomorrow.
Suns.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay, I got this.
Kate, I
That's
want to
really
read
pretty.
it so badly.
That looks really pretty.
And I love Anna Marie Mac, the author.
I really want to read that.
Didn't you
I
already
also
show us
do.
that?
And
I did, but Hannah wasn't here.
Oh,
I was busy.
Keith's amazing. Will break you, but amazing. I've never heard of that.
I don't care for Taylor Jenkins Reid.
I will stop you there, Emma, because I love Taylor Jenkins Reid. But
yeah, like, don't get me wrong. I gave Evelyn Hugo 4 stars. Daisy Jones and the Six can fucking suck ass. It's shit. But
I liked Daisy Jones and the Six, but I don't do audiobooks, and I think it would have been better as an audiobook. I did enjoy it.
Really,
I don't like the tension that has been created.
I got a really early copy of Daisy Jones, and like as in focus group before like they even announced it was happening. Early read.
The audio
is dreadful. So I didn't want to read Evelyn Hugo, and that's why Evelyn only got 4 stars because I refused to admit that I liked it because I just hated Daisy Jones that much. Like I have a fucking arc of Daisy Jones. I'm just like
the audio book of Daisy Jones is amazing. I
do
listened.
think the audio would have been better, but I was just like, I don't give a shit. Like if I wanted to read a biography, I want to read a biography of an actual band that exists, not something.
It's a great book.
I'm keeping this because I just got it recently and I am interested in it.
It does look pretty. And I was going to say no because it's romance, but there's a black woman on the front, so like, yes, we support.
Also, I read romance. I don't care if you do.
Yeah, Emma. Not everything's about you.
I mean, it is in my world.
Well, we're not in your world right now. We're in Ali's, aren't we?
That's pretty. I like the colours.
I'm Unhaul that. I'm Unhaul it. I've heard stuff about water.
I'm eating a bounty. You'll be pleased to know.
But I also unhauled that anyway, just because I've tried reading it and I couldn't get through it. Personally.
Well, now I don't know what to do with it, Molly.
If you want to read it. Everyone's got different tastes. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, but if it's like the thing is, if it's a crappy author and I haven't read from them before, and it's not something I'm like.
I'd never looked in to see if it was factual. I unhauled it because I couldn't get through it. That was the reason I unhauled it. I've never heard of it. The cover looks funky. I like it.
I like the front cover. That's stunning.
I think it's like a kind of end of the world romance.
All right.
YA. I don't know. I'm interested. Oh my.
I
feel like we were all waiting for that to happen with the stack that's going on here.
To see it because you froze.
You froze.
Well,
you went, oh no!
Computer's got your back, clearly. Is that after I see on your shelf?
Yeah.
It is. I don't think I bought it. I think someone bought it for me as a gift who like doesn't know. Like they're like, oh, you like romance, and they don't like actually read.
They're like, oh, I've heard about this. It got turned into a Netflix movie. It must be great.
Yeah. I like things.
Dogs are back.
They're like, how dare you sleep after?
Stop murdering the cat! Guys!
Please go stand alone.
No, Tyrion! I give up.
This is why I always think really hard when naming pets because it's just like when we were trying to name Hector, we were like, right, what can we actually handle screaming? It was like,
didn't you nearly call your dog Fenton? Didn't your parents like properly go for Fenton when
I said it as a joke because of that video, and my mum and stepdad were like, "Oh, we like that." Like, no. But just imagine me like, "Tyrion, leave Reese alone."
Oh, Reese, there it is.
That's so funny.
Apparently, this has a Reese in it. This has disability rep.
Oh, keep it then. See,
I liked her first book, Beautiful Broken Hearts.
What?
What
What is happening?
I just opened Twitter and the first tweet I see is that's a notification. Invest in rat.
love that. Yeah.
Solid advice that I will take.
Molly, didn't you like this one?
I loved that.
Marika is autistic, so
Yeah.
I unhauled that. Don't
I
take them
love
all.
that. I love that book so much.
I will give it a try then. Just for
2014,
Molly.
I'd have loved it, but I'm just over contemporary. So I do think she's what she is, though.
Whereas
I do
I'm
not
not.
need to read this.
I have met Unhaul Sanderson, and I love her.
I just don't know. This is like, I think this is like early 2000s. This is like 2009 anorexia book, and I just don't.
Oh,
Yeah.
But I think
No
it's
offense.
from. I'm pretty sure it's Own Voices. I'm almost certain Laurie Halse Anderson was anorexic and stuff and had an eating disorder.
I read a lot of this kind of stuff at that time, and I just don't think I can deal with more of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would unhaul.
that's
That would trigger me something chronic.
yeah, I agree.
We're getting there, guys. It's only taking forever, but you know.
Oh, only.
Only.
I can guarantee you any of my in real life friends would have been out of here by now, so they would have been like,
I've got nowhere to be. It's fine.
This is what we were made for.
Yeah.
Katie says it's great and it is Own Voices. I just don't think I could read it. I don't think I can read any more of that kind of stuff.
But that's okay, you're valid in that.
Put it in my. No, I'm kidding. Don't need any more books. That's meant to be good.
Yeah,
It's
I've heard
pretty-
good things about that.
It does interest me. Just add it. I know you're reading this month, Molly.
I am.
I didn't care for it.
I'm gonna wait and see what you think because this is when I've debated unhauling.
I'm curious what Molly thinks of it too. Like I again listened to the audiobook, didn't love it, but what it was for me is Eleanor comes across sort of. It's almost like she's autistic, but like it's never specified that she's even got any neurodivergence. She's just normal, but acts weird, and people really judge her for it. And I was just sitting there like, this feels like an attack on autism. So like, I was just like, I ain't vibing with it. But like, the actual plot, it's like not a bad book. I just didn't like the way that was perceived. Because I got it in my head. I was reading it and I was like, she's autistic. And then obviously as it goes on and there's no like, oh yeah, she's autistic. It was just like people being like, oh, she's fucking weird. Don't like her. I was like, ableism.
I just didn't like the writing style. I just found it a bit.
That too. Also, I didn't like the narrator's accent. Like, I don't know if they actually are from Edinburgh, but it was just not a nice one to listen to. So,
Can I just say, low-key, I'm not reading it out of choice. Like, this is for the video where I put on Twitter, here's the link to my own TBR, vote on what I should read. That's one of the ones that got the most votes.
That's interesting.
Really? I didn't know that many people liked it.
It's not the one that got the most votes, however. The one that got the most was Strange the Dreamer.
Yeah, because you need to read it.
I'm going to.
So indignant.
I'm sorry, that's like one of my favorite books, and I don't have a lot of favorite books.
Well, great, I'm reading it. Happy.
I'm gonna be so upset if you just like hate it. This, I have no idea what it is. I don't even know how
I need it though, because it's me.
it's the thing about this is I don't even know where this came from. I got a box from a publisher with this and another book in it, and I don't even know how they got my address or how they knew who I was, and there was no note. There was nothing.
it's a YA. And it's also
How
being
do they know?
mental health contemporary, which gives me concerns.
I mean, my address, like my PO box is in my like YouTube description and stuff, but you think they would have left a note? And also I only have like 300 subscribers, so how did you find me?
Think
That's
the
weird.
summer I turned pretty with flashes of Rear Window.
Oh.
Dark and romantic novel
I need
about
your opinions on something.
can't sleep.
Go on.
I had an idea for a video earlier today.
Mm-hmm.
You see a lot of people doing 5-star predictions and like all-time favorites, but I want to do a video on books that could potentially be all-time favorites. You know, like if you reread it.
Yeah.
Oh.
If I reread this book, I would consider it an all-time favorite, probably.
Okay. So like second chance
So like
anticipation.
rereading of kind of like seeing if it holds up.
Yeah. Yeah.
I suppose that's what I'm doing with the Dream Snatcher. And I've just done Harley in the Sky.
Because like Wilder Girls, I would love to reread again because it's a book that I have not stopped thinking about since I read it last year. But like also like, is it an all-time favourite? Like, you know, when you just know sometimes when you read a book, like The Last True Poet, I read instantly was like, that's one of my favourite books I've ever read in my entire life.
I'm going to my favourites list. I've got a God tier list which is 16 books on it. And they're like meant to be like the absolute best. So I've got like An Absolutely Remarkable Thing. The Bunker Diary, that's one I need to reread because that was read in 2018, so I need to reread that.
I thought An Absolutely Remarkable Thing was so average.
Oh no, I thought it was so good.
So average.
On the Other Side.
My humble opinion.
But yes, Molly, I would watch that for sure.
I mean,
I think it's really interesting just to see like how tastes change because I love Diana Wynne Jones. I love her stories, but I tried rereading Witch Week, which is only the second in her like witchy series, and I really struggled with it. And I was like, I love the concept of this, but the first 3 chapters is basically just like a long list of the 30 kids that are going to be like in the series. And I appreciate that probably because it's the second book, not a lot of time is given to each of them because it's probably developed in the first one. But I was just so disappointed. But then the same, because I did, I think it was for like literally for a readathon, like a weekender. I also read Witch Child by Celia Reese, which was one of my favourite books as a kid. And I was like, I love that it's held up. Like, even though I don't remember it word for word, I actually remember it really well. And like the bits that I remember, I just loved it. I thought it was so well done. And it's a real kind of like Naomi Novik, slow paced, not quite a fantasy, not quite a historical fiction book. But I just really loved it. So yeah, I would definitely I think that's a great idea to like go back and be like, are these actually my faves? Because I've been unhauling any book that doesn't get a 4 or 5 stars because I want to move out. So I'm like, there's no point me packing. Yeah, there's no point me packing every single one. So
the only way I'm doing that with it is if it's like a poetry collection. Like for example, I gave Otherwise by Nicoletta Arbia. In my Sydney video, I gave that 3 stars, but because there's some poems in that I adore and would love to reread, I'm keeping it. But that and like anthologies, it's difficult.
Yeah.
But if it's just a novel that I gave under 4 stars, then it's like,
or if it's part of the series as well.
Yeah. Unless it's something that I kind of read and be like, oh, I know I wasn't really in the right headspace for it. Or like if I've listened, especially if I listen to an audiobook and I only give the audio like 3 stars, but I have it physically, I'll be like, right, I'm gonna keep it. I might try to reread it physically to see if I prefer it. Otherwise, I'm just like, nah.
Yeah, that'd be another good one, is to go back to what books you've read either as an audiobook or physically and do it in a different format. Because I would love to read some of like my favourite plays but as graphic novels, because there's so many like Shakespeare plays that are graphic novels now.
Yeah, like, there's like a lot of books that I gave like 3 stars. Like My Sister the Serial Killer, I listened to the audio and I only gave it 2 stars. I'm like, I probably would have preferred it more. And there's so many books that I liked, and I know I would have loved if I read them at a different time. But thinking of what ones they are, I'm like,
I will never read My Dark Vanessa because it just makes me think of Lolita too much. And I didn't realise just how triggered I got when studying Lolita. So I don't know. I think if anything, I've missed the boat on that because it's now got to the point where stuff that happened when I was a teen, I wouldn't have noticed. But now as an adult, I will notice those things. So it's kind of the opposite where I'm like, it would have been great to read that as like a 17-year-old who didn't give a shit, but as a 29-year-old who is kind of dealing with repressed trauma, not so much.
No, like I read My Dark Vanessa and it was a difficult read to get through don't get me wrong, because obviously the subject matter, but I loved it.
I'm sure it's great. Like, Louise O'Neill's Asking for It was one of the ones that was like recommended to me because of her writing style, and I just found that so I couldn't get past chapter 11. I was just like, I really, really tried. Like, I tried reading it as a paperback and as an audiobook to see if I could get through it, and I just like I just had a physical reaction to it, and I was just like, not for me. So now I just avoid anything that has that as like, unless it's like a passive thing, so like something they're dealing with post as opposed to like something that's happening to them during the story. I find it really triggering, and I think part of it isn't even necessarily stuff that happened, because like basically the thing that happened, it didn't even happen directly to me, but when I was playing rugby and I was about 14 years old, one of my coaches was having a sexual relationship with 3 or 4 of the other girls on my team. So he had been like grooming them for ages, and like it really scared my parents because they thought I was involved as well, and I was just like, no, like didn't know anything about it. And then as a teacher, I had to deal with a safeguarding issue where a student had been sexually assaulted, and now anytime I see anything like that, it just triggers me, because like it just it really brings out like the mama bear in me.
That's completely fair though.
So I just can't. I'm sure it's a really stunning book, and like I'm happy to sell it on my shelf because I've heard really good things, but I will never read it because I just can't. I just can't. Anyway, enough about me and my trauma. Back to your list.
Well, I have this.
Back when we were grown-ups. It's pretty, but I don't know
It's
it.
pretty. I've not heard of it.
I've heard of Anne Tyler. I think she's quite like a literary sort of author.
There is no. There is no synopsis.
Good.
There's just blurbs.
Right, Emma will look up on Goodreads for you because I know that's exactly what she's doing.
There is no synopsis.
Oh.
What? The latest #1 New York Times bestseller by the Pulitzer Prize-winning author of The Accidental Tourist is now the subject of a Hallmark Hall of Fame television film set to air in November 2004 on CBS, starring Blythe Danner, Peter Fonda, and Faye Dunaway.
Did that ever happen?
Found one.
Did that ever happen?
Once upon a time, there was a woman who discovered that she had turned into the wrong person. The woman is Rebecca Davich, a 53-year-old grandmother. Is she an imposter in her own life? She asks herself. Is it indeed her own life or someone else's? So basically...
That sounds like I'm no longer interested in that one. The front cover had me, but the synopsis lost me.
Yeah, it sounds a little too like... I don't like just regret your life stories. Like I'm like, okay.
And it's not even like it doesn't even have history as like genre. It's like contemporary literary fiction. I'm like, so basically pretentious shit with no meaning.
Hannah, I know you said you liked this.
I do. Yes. Well, no, if that's the
what's it about?
No, that's not. No, that's the Women in Black, not the Woman in Black.
Oh.
That's a different book. I was like, wait.
I was like,
that got me. No, I like the Susan Hill gothic novel, The Ghost Story.
Oh,
don't know what that is.
I was surprised because I was like, I don't even know what this is, and I don't even want it. But Hannah likes it.
No, not that one. It's a different book.
Okay, because then I don't need this. It can This one.
Yes, I've heard really good things about that. Karis keeps telling me I need to read it.
I have this, which sounds like one of those that's like a contemporary with some thriller elements.
It looks pretty.
It interests me. Yeah, it interests me, so I'm gonna hold on to it.
Yeah.
I have this one.
Kings and Queens and In-Betweens. Is that LGBTQ?
It's gotta be.
I have We Are Okay by Nina LaCour.
I want to read that so bad.
See, I want to reread it. Not reread it, but begin it again because I got halfway through and I just weren't in the right headspace for it.
Yeah.
It's really but
I did actually start this one, but you really have to be in the right headspace for it because the way it's written is just so intense.
Yeah.
So basically, the perfect Hannah and Emma book.
It's not that it's like the content itself, where I got to wasn't even that intense. It's just like being in her mind is kind of hard.
Same.
See, I'm that sort of person where I'm like, being in my own mind is hard. So like, I am quite happy to go to someone else that's struggling. Like, I
think that's why I like reading such angry characters, because I'm like, oh, the vindication.
Yeah.
I'm allowed to be angry too.
This is a romance that I have.
Oh, that is cute.
I've heard really good things about that. It's on my wish list.
I've read a storybooks called Meet Cute lately, and I'm just like, what one?
I know, there's Meet Cute Club, and then there's one coming out called Meet Cute Diary. Like, I just don't understand.
Well, and there's two called Meet Cute, because there's that one, and then there's one that's a collection of short stories.
Oh my god. So you should read a romance called Survival Guides. I've heard really good things about that, and I really want to see the film. I haven't got around to it yet, because I'm terrible with films, but
I haven't seen the film either yet.
What was the last film everyone saw?
Parasite?
I don't know. If you're talking in theaters, I haven't been to a theater in like over 2 years, even before the whole thing.
The last film I saw in the cinema was Cats 2019.
Oh god. No, Parasite 2020. I went for my birthday weekend.
Katie's concerned for this.
Yeah, I would start putting books back that you're keeping.
Oh, Hannah, I suggest that, but it's not allowed because we're going to be organising them. So
I can't. Like, that's where the willy-nilly came in, Hannah.
Place some on the floor?
Yeah, but I feel like you could put them on sideways just to keep them out of the way now, and at least then you know which ones you're keeping and which ones you're throwing away, and they're not going to topple on the pregnant lady.
Wall there, and then she just has to unhaul more.
Be careful of the lady with the baby.
The lady with the baby.
All I've got in my
or
head
I could just build a fort and I could live here.
Yeah, I mean you do live there. That is your home.
From you, that would hurt.
Yeah.
Well,
she's like, I'll get rid of one pile.
Can you at least like bring the top of it down? Like, like cut it in half.
Stack it.
It worries me that every time you pick up a book, things shake enough that your camera moves.
Okay, that's my house. If I move, that's just.
Oh, okay, fine.
This house was built in 1901. Okay.
Oh. Fair enough.
It's not exactly structurally sound. We could all die at any minute. It's fine.
Oh, good. Love to hear it.
This is the kind of home I can afford.
Yeah. I can't even afford a home. I live in my parents' house. That's why I'm in the attic.
This is cheaper than renting, because renting where I live is not good.
I really want to buy my own home. I really, 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 really want to buy my own home.
That is a lie. Your personality is no. That's what your personality. Yeah. Okay.
What are you talking about?
You're
my colourful personality, morbid writing.
I was about to say your personality is that, but I meant more like your aesthetic. I was like, wait, no, that's like saying you don't have a personality, but you do. So that's why I shut up.
So basically, you nearly insulted me, and then you didn't insult me, and then you corrected yourself saying you insulted me.
Yeah,
that's fair. Yeah. Well, actually, I really need I need to finish my werewolf story, because that is the one that's like super dark. Everything's sad. As opposed to the one that I'm self-publishing in a couple of months, that's not. Although I'm
just gonna send you a review of the Bridesmaid Survival Guide. I'm just gonna be like, not enough murder, not enough death, not enough torture.
Please, that will kill. That's so funny. Like, this isn't as good as her other one. You know that one where it was like death, murder, intrigue, werewolves.
Even though I've never even read that, I'm gonna be like, I just know it's not as good as that one.
I do. To be fair, I do need to start sending it out to people, because I need a quote for the front cover.
It's still got a book wall, and now it won't fall on you. That's fine. Oh, but she's still going. Love that music.
Oh, I forgot to bin this, guys.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
The thing is, the joke is, if you did actually unhaul it, I would just put it in as your next Waypoint book.
This is my second copy of this. That would just be like my third. Just every month you just send me another copy.
Just an updated copy. With a slightly different ending.
Slightly different.
You just keep adding like a little like written story in the end.
Just a little bit,
random. Yeah. Okay, it's
Yeah,
better.
it's fine now. We're fine.
Now we can move on to this.
Oh, just get rid of Colleen Hoover.
I liked a couple of her books.
I thought she was
I
really talented.
I loved It Ends With Us and Ugly Love and Maybe Someday.
I was
Not a
told
lot of people like Maybe Someday, but I loved it.
I've never read any Colin Hoover.
A few years ago, I remember people having a lot of like issues with her. Like there was something like really controversial in one of her books. I can't remember.
There is some topics in some of her books that I could see very easily being considered controversial.
Yeah.
She kind of strikes me as like a bit of a Louise O'Neill, where it's like a tense topic, but not necessarily a tense book about the topic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes people can see that as like insensitive, and it's like, well, no, it's just a different way of exploring that. You can explore something on a superficial level. That's okay. You can do that.
I have this random little.
Look how tiny it is. It's not time for not.
Is Tessa Dare Scottish? Because if she's not, it needs to die because they just write those ridiculous shit that is so not Scotland.
I don't know.
There's not the only one that does that, right? There's so many.
Yeah,
no,
that's like every.
I'm like, you have that one, so get rid of it.
It's just
I feel like I can get rid of this and the first one. I read the first one.
Yeah, I thought it was fine, but I wouldn't.
It was okay, but I don't need to read the rest of the series.
Disabled, like abled savior shite.
That's not how I interpreted it, but then I guess I am able-bodied, so I wouldn't. Yeah, I'd need to be.
I'm sure. Olivia got her sister to a video and they talked about it.
Okay, I'll check that out. Yeah. Well, I'm sure Molly would want you to keep it if it's the one that I'm thinking is. You've read that, haven't you?
Me?
No.
Yeah, the fiction.
Oh, okay.
Mm-mm.
I thought you read that.
Nah.
I haven't read it.
I haven't.
That looks too big for me. No.
It is
big for me.
It is a chunker. The thing that's kind of why is I don't normally read historical fiction.
Yeah, but that large of historical fiction as well. If you don't normally read it,
I was going to say, speaking of content ideas, I had considered doing a video where I do historical fiction for beginners. So, like, if you're like, oh, I don't like historical fiction, but I would recommend you these books regardless. But then I'm like, is there any point me recommending you a genre that you have no interest in?
No, because it depends though. Like, I might have a historical element that I really like.
Yeah.
But
because I really like historical fiction, but I like a very particular type of historical fiction.
Thank you. I could not mute before that one came out.
That's fine.
No one cares.
Yeah, I've also heard great things about The Nightingale, but it is not the place to start with historical fiction, I don't think. I can't do it. Isn't this the one, Hannah, you mentioned?
Life After Life? No, that's not me. I've never read any. I've seen Kate Atkinson, but I've never read any.
So have I. The book that I'm thinking of is Blue.
This I got just because it sounded very odd.
All I know is the British cover for that one has a fox on it.
Oh.
Do you know every British book with a fox on the cover?
I think this is kind of a gothic-y fiction.
Well, then keep it. Sounds intriguing.
Can read it in October.
Yes, you can.
I don't know what this is.
Oh,
listen to this art.
Oh, why does this look familiar?
I'm really intrigued by that cover.
I don't know what it is at all. I'm not even sure where this came from, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I've not got it. I know of it.
Their daughter, their 15-year-old daughter went missing for 4 days and then came back. And that's kind of just like the general premise.
I've got the author's debut, but not that one. Or no, I do have that one, but it's on my Kindle. So that doesn't count.
I have this really random set of short stories that I don't know anything about.
But it says fox on it.
I need it.
Did I say I was unhauling it, Emma?
No, I said if you're not, if you don't want it, I need it.
And Hannah said, it says Fox on it, so...
Yeah. I was halfway through to saying, I'm sure Emma will have it.
I want to try to get into some short story collection, so I'm going to hold on to it. Allie and the Mysterious Book acquisitions. Yeah, I couldn't tell you where a lot of these came from. So, that's always good.
I've heard of that one, but I don't know if it's good things or bad things or in between things.
It's another one of those, I think it's one of those ones that like is kind of listed as a thriller, but is much more contemporary.
Okay.
Just getting comfy.
I like the front cover, but I've never had that.
This is about a girl named Turtle.
I'm intrigued.
All right.
She roams the woods along the North California coast. Why? Turtle has grown up isolated since the death of her mother.
Oh God,
her father is a renegade survivalist.
Oh my God, it is a survival thing.
We love a survival thing.
Sort of.
She knows that her dad loves her more than anything else in this world.
It sounds like it could be interesting. I don't know.
So she's not like in a cult sort of situation.
No, I think it's just like her dad's kind of off his rockers a little bit.
Someone gave it 1 star. Has a hard to tell us in an unusual way. Writing is so heavy, long-winded descriptions it became at times almost unreadable. Characters never seem to stop being characters.
I must once again be back in a moment.
Someone gave it 5 stars and tagged it as emotional roller coaster. Tissues needed. I love looking at what people like have as their tags.
I'm just missing Ali like slowly wheeling. Oh my God, I can still see
her. Disturbing. Did I like this? I'm not a sadist, but it was gripping, intense, and evoked such a visceral response of disgust.
Disgusted.
Such visceral responses from disgust to hate to hope.
Oh, all of the emotions.
But not
Emma!
Oh!
Tis TBR cave time!
I've been updating you as I read.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah, we're pretty... I'm actually really curious about this Turtle Absolute Darling book now. But yeah, I've only finished... Oh, I don't want my TBR, I want my monthly TBR. Yeah, I finished no TBR books yet, basically. I DNF'd House of Leaves. I'm on page 19, but there's also like 20 pages of Roman numerals. So like honestly, we're just not even going to count it. We're just going to forget it exists.
Okay.
That's how
we're not even counting those 19 pages.
Well, to be fair, the nearest 100 is 0, technically. So
yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
But yeah, I've read When No One Is Watching and Bright Burning Stars. I think that's it.
My phone just let me know that my bedtime is in 10 minutes.
20 past 10. That's very specific.
Well, no, it lets you know 10 minutes in advance that it's going to start shutting down your apps because I've got a thing set up. Because otherwise, somebody will text me until 1 o'clock in the morning with voice notes and all sorts about all the things she's up to and clients that are winding her up and work she's got to get done because turns out she's nocturnal.
Yeah, I get it now.
Yeah, but just think, you're going to wake up in the morning and go, oh, what happened to Emma last night?
Yeah,
it's when I wake up and I've got like 86 messages and I'm like, fucking hell.
I woke up once to like 234 from you and Karis and Turbo Hell, and I was just like, no.
We were on one about Probably something SPN related. It was either SPN or it was teaching. Because, like, every now and then I'm like, oh, have you tried this?
I think it was both, and I was just like, I'm not even going to try and scroll back up.
I think you literally left a voice note saying, I haven't read any of these.
Yeah.
Give me the TLDR.
And then it's like later on you'll talk about something, I'm like, what? I didn't know this. It's like, it's not our fault.
Read back. That's why, like, whenever I come to like all those messages, I will literally scroll through all of them and respond as I go because I'm like, I want you to know. I put in the time.
Well, see, a lot of the supernatural stuff, I'm like, I haven't got to this part of the show, so it's going to mean nothing to me anyway.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then, of course, Criminal Minds. Like, I was starting to rewatch Criminal Minds. I was like, oh, it's fine. I'll watch a couple episodes and I'll also get the DVDs of Supernatural going. And then I got the notification saying, season 15 of Criminal Minds available now. And I was like, well, I better keep rewatching so I can finally finish the series completely.
Absolutely.
So, on the back burner.
I need to get someone to write a quote about my book that no one's read yet because I didn't send it out in time. But I need a fancy quote about my writing for the front cover. So if either of you fancy saying some bullshit stuff about my writing being amazing, that'd be great.
I mean, I have the accolade of that my review's already been quoted in a published book by HarperCollins. So like,
there you go. She's back.
Hi.
I've returned.
I'm really
I love that Karis just started messaging again. Karis is going off on Supernatural again. Like, okay,
yeah.
Hold on. What, Molly?
I'm really sad you didn't do a slow entrance, like a slow exit.
Oh, just like my slow back out moment. It's harder to go forward.
Right, what's next?
Oh, I have to pull more. If I can get them, that would. All right. Books. Molly, you look like you're ready for a nap.
No, I'm not. My back's just hurting, so I've had to readjust.
I feel that. All right.
Google.
Yeah.
Right, I want you to get after and put it on the get rid pile right now.
Goodbye.
Trash.
I hate that this is mass market. I liked this book, but I don't need this copy of it.
Get rid of it.
Yeah.
Treat yourself to a nice one.
I'll take it off your hands because I haven't read it and I don't know if I want to spend money on it yet.
It's a little beat up, Hannah.
I don't care.
I
bought a copy for 50p from a charity shop that had coffee marks, like where someone had left their coffee on the front of the book. I was like, I don't want to buy this at full price, so I'll take it.
My copy at the Scorpio races, literally, my mum actually thought the rats had chewed it because it has like bite marks. She's like, no, I bought it like that. And she's like, why? And I was like, because it was like 50p. Hannah, are you okay?
Yeah, no, I was trying to reach for something, but I can't reach it.
Oh, well, you just like died. I hate the look of that. What's the pink bit on the cover? Like, what?
It looks backwards.
Yeah.
Is it because the barcode's at the top? Is that what's throwing me?
This is a library sticker.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
That really threw me. That really confused my tiny brain.
Me too. What's it?
It sounds like it's about a tech girl who finds a guy on a dating app.
Nah, if you want tech girls falling in love, read Get Life Chloe Brown.
I intend to. It's on my TBR.
Do it. Oh, that was my choice for you, wasn't it? The opposite of falling apart. I don't love that front cover.
It's got Wattpad books on the top, though. And now, before anyone calls it out, yes, one of my best friends was a Wattpad author, now international bestseller.
Yeah,
but she was also internationally published.
Given the Dragon one is Wattpad, yeah. I've got nothing against Wattpad.
Yeah, I know.
Given.
sounds kind of like a very generic YA contemporary.
It's just, I feel like every Wattpad books, like the published ones that have Wattpad books written on it, are always the trashier ones. I'm just like, they've only got a bit to read. They're trashy and easy, rather than actually good quality writing. Which, I mean, to be fair, it's subjective. Like, maybe some people enjoy that writing more than...
It's a fantasy written by a black author with dragons, so...
Yeah, it's an enemies to lovers, YA, dragons, adventure.
That omits everything if you have dragons.
Right?
I've heard people say that's really bad.
I can't see that
Really?
title and not immediately start singing the song.
I liked her other book, but I'm not as...
If you like her book, give it a try.
Yeah.
Because it will come down whether she's an
Us all screaming.
Me making that noise woke my cat up,
This
but
is
she
a
didn't
terrible
open her
cover.
eyes, so she just did this.
Like,
was so
why are
funny.
you screaming in the darkness?
Like literally, like
I
her
read
ears were like, "This is asleep," and then they were like, "Yeah, it was very funny."
I
No.
read that at the time and really liked it, but it's maybe dated. I don't know.
It looks dated.
Right.
There is a newer cover that looks better than this. It's the same person who wrote this one.
Yeah, I thought
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've not read that one. I read the other one.
See, I'll Give You the Sun is on my extended TBR.
Yeah,
but
I've heard really good things about this one, but this one I haven't really heard anything about.
we'll keep
That's
it then,
the
because if
one
you
I
like
read.
her writing, then you might as
Yeah.
well read the other one. Yeah, fair enough. Saints and Misfits.
I've had readings about SK, Ali, Kayla from Books of Allah really likes.
This one I've heard people don't like as much as their other one, but still worth a shot, I think. This is probably terrible, I'm not gonna lie.
I really liked it. And I know people really shit on the ending. But
And I think if we've learned anything from this live is that Emma's opinion's the only one that matters.
Apparently.
no, but like, what I think is, like I completely see why some people don't like the ending. But I think some people kind of are forgetting, like what we were saying, like you don't like. I don't know. I think some people got a little bit too worked up because they wanted it to be something it wasn't, and I was like, but you can still appreciate this story. It's hard to discuss it without like giving it away.
Yeah.
Well, I saw the movie, so like I know the ending and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
well
I
then,
think
turn it
a
off.
lot of people were like, you know, like annoyed at what had happened. And I was like, but it doesn't mean it's bad. Like it's just that story. But I haven't seen the movie, so like I can't compare. But like I preferred her other book, the Sun Is Also a Star.
Yeah, I've heard better things about that one for sure.
I don't think you need to keep that one.
I don't think I need to read anything by this author. I don't know why I have this.
I hate that cover. I don't understand it. It confuses me. Like the
Is that
red.
oh, it's a plane.
What did you think it was?
I thought it was a recorder.
I mean, at first I thought it was a kazoo. So
Yeah.
I'm keeping Evelyn Hugo.
that's fair enough. As I say, I only gave it 4 stars because I just couldn't bring myself to give.
I loved Evelyn Hugo.
I loved this book.
I need that.
You can have this. You can have this.
Why are you not keeping it?
I don't think I would reread it. Like, I really liked it, but it'd be better off in your hands than mine.
I'll take it off my wish list then. Thanks.
This is awful. This is pointless. It's called Everyone Knows How Much I Love You by Kyle McCarthy. It was an arc I got. It's so bad. I think I gave it 2 stars, and at this point it's probably a 1 star. Like nothing happens. Nothing. At any point. Nothing. Like you're reading it. It's one of those books where you're reading it like expecting that like, oh, the mundane stuff. Like I don't mind mundane stuff in books. But like then nothing ever happens. Like you get to the end and you're like, wait.
Look at my puppy.
Cute. I hope you like the opposite of that, because my books, I'm like, oh, everything's happening. Something happens in every chapter. There isn't a moment's peace.
I'm good with that too, but like I can also handle mundane stuff. But like if like the whole book, like at the end of the book, I was like, what? Okay. I'm keeping these. They're not the
I
best,
love
but they're
them.
cute. They're cute.
My favourite one was the third one. I loved the first one. The second one was great, but the third one I just thought was mwah, loved it.
Yeah, I just finished that one. I really like that one too. I'm keeping this because I'm interested in it.
I got rid of it, but it's just because I'm not into the sort of contemporary stuff.
Hang on.
I don't know it, but it looks pretty.
I think this author released a newer book recently that people liked or something.
There you go. You've been told.
Yeah, House of Hollow. I don't think it's out yet.
Oh, I've seen the cover of that one and it looks amazing.
Comes out at the start of April, this one.
I want
I've
that
seen
so
that.
bad.
I've seen people with arcs and it's made me jealous.
I used to have that as well, but again, I got over.
That looks like it was written in 1990.
Yeah, I think it's older YA contemporary, and I honestly just don't need it. This is another. Somebody gifted me these.
Is that the Black Dagger Brotherhood? Because I've heard amazing things to keep.
They're awful, but they're so good. Like they're so,
they look like something I would love.
Right.
They're so bad, but they're so good.
My dad's, and I can't wait to go back up my dad's to get it and read it. I actually might ask him to bring it down. I'm gonna FaceTime him and get him to show me the shelf that I've got here. I've got. Bring that down to me.
No idea what that is.
No.
It's I don't know. I think I got it for free because like I ordered something from someone and they were sending a free arc with everything. Just to get rid of their arcs, and I'm like, meh. I also don't know what this is, but it looks awful. Like, look at just that makes me. What is this?
I hate everything about that.
Yeah.
I don't like the concept. That sounds rubbish.
Yeah.
Unless they're talking about like a boat or a house, I will not allow it.
It's because she's
I've heard awful things about that.
Really?
What's wrong with her?
It's really long for a romance. Like it's like almost 400 pages long.
Wow.
Yeah. Hammered #1.
What?
Wow. The series is called Hot and Hammered.
It's really smutty.
I don't mind smut, but I
don't either. I'm just saying I've not heard the best thing.
Yeah.
I mean, there's smut and then there's good smut. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I make noises, and the moment I do, I regret it.
You never have to with me. I appreciate all of them. If you're even thinking about unhauling the bride test or the kiss quotient,
No.
Good.
I only just got those in. I'm so excited to read both of those.
Oh my god, Hannah! I love the kiss quotient. Don't get me wrong. I didn't love the bride test as much. It's still got 4 stars, but a lower one than the kiss quotient. I love the kiss quotient so much.
Good. Alright, noted. Because I need to. I went on like a binge of reading romance to like write and plan my romance, and then I stopped reading romance because I didn't want mine to sound like any of those. And now that I'm coming like to the end of it and I'm doing the final edits, I'm like, I really like reading romance.
I get that. Yeah, the kiss quotient is amazing, and Helen Huang's books have autistic rep, so.
Yeah, well, that's why I liked it, because I saw that it had autistic rep for the kiss quotient, because I was looking specifically for autistic rep, because my cousin is autistic, and I lent him some other books.
Though, because the love interest in the kiss quotient, his cousin is the main character of the bride test, and he's autistic too. So the first 2 have autistic rep.
Oh, fantastic. Because that's the thing, is I want to be able to recommend him more books, but where there's good rep, which is why I spend so much time stalking Bella's reviews to make sure it's good rep.
I don't know if you'd like
you putting in the work. You just get an own voices person to do it, and then I was like, oh wait, not me though.
Anybody else? I mean, he'll read pretty much anything, so he won't.
I have a little pile of books with autism rep or like suspected neurodivergence rep, and it's sitting there just like, read me.
Yeah. If I find one that I'm like, I think this is autistic coded or neurodivergent coded, I send it to Emma and go, can you double check?
I always send them like, oh, I've heard this is autistic rep, like you might be interested.
You know, basically Hannah will go, oh, this is like maybe got autism rep. Well, I just add it to your pile for you to buy.
Waiting, everyone.
Sorry, Ali.
What?
Molly said you were waiting.
Oh. Well, these are mostly ones that I've read. I'm keeping these. I don't.
Good.
Because they're quick and I like them. I don't care.
I was gonna say. I'd have taken the hardbacks off your hands if you were like even remotely thinking of getting rid of them, to be honest.
No, I need to get a hardback of the first one so that they're.
Do you know, I had the old crate one, but I don't hold it a while back. Oh, I should have had that.
I don't know if I think I'm gonna get rid of this one because I liked it, but I didn't love it, and it's a series that I just have never continued.
Yeah.
Don't
know. See ya.
Kirsten White. Where do I know that name from?
Probably BookTube in this series.
She's written a lot of stuff. She wrote the Guinevere Deception most recently.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. This is, I mean, it wasn't bad. Hannah, you might like this. It's got some pretty nasty characters in it.
Love that for me.
Like the main character, it's a like Vlad the Impaler kind of retelling.
Ah, okay.
In YA.
Yeah. Put that in my pile because I love that. Having actually been to Romania and been told all about Vlad the Impaler. Genuinely, the tour guide was so excited to tell us like his full life story, like where he was born, where he died, all the shit he got up to. It was great.
Yeah, she usually does female retellings. Yeah, it is. It's a female like retelling.
Nice.
This is a series that I don't know if I could recommend. The first one is Across the Universe.
I was going to say I've got the first one.
Oh,
I don't.
All these different covers. I have a universe. That is horrible. I would not want that.
Yeah, I think these are the older covers.
Is that Shades of Earth or Hades of Earth?
Shades.
No, hate that. Hate that had to ask.
These covers suck, but here's the thing. I love this series. I don't know if I would recommend anyone read it though.
Oh, I've got the first book ready.
I've got the first book.
If you love it, keep it.
It's older YA, and it reads like older YA. Yeah.
Is it 2010 to 16? 11 to 14 is a sweet spot, but like 10 to 16.
This is a book by Maureen Gu I did really like. Possibly only because it was K-pop related. That may be the only reason I like this.
I've seen that one has been making a resurgence. I've seen that around.
Well, that's because there's been quite a few K-pop books recently.
Yeah.
That have come out.
Emmy Dawn Bowman has a J-pop book coming out.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I've never read anything by her though. Yeah, I know.
But also, now that I've seen that cover, I can't help but think of the Keen song "Somewhere Only We Know."
Oh, this is deliberate. Do you think
Maureen just choose pop songs?
These are obviously being kept because they're amazing. I'm so excited for the third one.
It's quad.
I can't. I'm like, it better be the best one. If he doesn't get the best one, I'm gonna be so mad.
So much. Like, I didn't even know originally until I was literally doing my video where I read the Bride test, and I was looking at it and I was like, oh, like I think the third one's called The Heart Principle, and I like double checked it and I was like, oh my god, it's like I'm gonna marry Paul one day.
There is a scream.
Bad child.
I will return.
Poor Ali.
We've been doing this for 3 hours. I think we've done pretty well. She's only skedaddled like 10 times.
In fairness, she's only left twice for the kid and once for groceries.
And once for the dogs.
Yeah. Once for the dog.
So, friends.
Yeah.
Hi.
So, what's the first book you're going to read for Mystery Inkathon?
I'm starting.
Finished Skullduggery.
That works. To be fair, it's a mystery and a group of friends, so it ticks off 2 of the prompts anyway.
Yeah, but I've got less than 100 pages, so like I'm not really reading it.
Then it's a comfort read because you can read it at leisure.
Yeah, but you can count it towards it. I really don't care. Like, someone asked me earlier if they can read a book that they've already started, and I was like, yeah.
I mean, it's not even like it's like a points-based.
Yeah, I just want everyone to have a good time.
That's what readathons should be about.
Exactly. I don't care. I'm not keeping it strict.
I don't think I've ever, with any of the readathons I've ever participated in, actually put in, you know, they're like, oh, make sure you fill out the form with how many pages you read. No. I'm not interested.
Never done that. I've always forgot.
Like, I like seeing, I track like books that are TBR'd and which books are TBR'd and how many people have done like an Insta thing or a Twitter thing or a YouTube like TBR, things like that. And people who like engage with like downloading resources that we've made or whatever. That I love, and I like that engagement. But I'm not like, if you decide that actually halfway through your TBR you hate every book you've picked, and then you decide to read exclusively graphic novels or just audiobooks or whatever, why would I begrudge you that? Like, I just don't. So yeah,
I just want to know that you've had a good time.
Yeah,
it's not like school. It's not like BookTube is a school and readathons are obligatory and you have to read what is set.
Yeah,
it's exactly. Like we're just like I'm not going to be murdered by Zoe because I don't like. Obviously, I'm planning to read Daughter Smoke and Bone like this month, but like if I didn't get around to it, Zoe's not going to be like, "How dare you? That's my readathon." Like,
yeah.
Like I will like when I gave her a row for their live being at the same time as Skullduggery, and she was like, "Change your live," and I was like, "No, we had it planned first." And she's like, "But Kayla wins," and you know we were just joking. She's like, "I don't care if you show up," and I was like, "Exactly." So I was like, "Could you imagine if people actually?" That tested.
I think that's the thing, and I think like whenever it comes to any kind of fandom, sometimes people can get really, really intense, and I know that some people can take readathons really seriously because they don't necessarily have any other competitive outlets, whereas I'm competitive in everything. So reading is the one thing where I'm competing against myself because I have a ridiculous TBR, and like even last year I thought setting 150 books was stupid. So yeah,
year. And I'm 9 books ahead of schedule, which I'm really excited about. 8 books now.
Even the whole competitiveness of like when like a readathon's happening at the same time, it's like, oh my god, you're going to participate in that over that, and I'm like, yeah, and like, for example, I was going to do Test the Damn readathon until the BTS readathon was announced, and I was like, I don't really like Taylor Swift, whereas I'm really getting into BTS, therefore I'm going to do the BTS readathon. Yeah, I still love Emma from Emma Drinking Up by My Shelf. Like, I love her. Doesn't mean I don't support her.
Yeah, of course.
It's like reading sprints though, and people were like, "Oh no, but somebody else is sprinting." I'm like, "Well, I don't watch their channel, so I didn't know, and I'm not gonna like." Okay, fair enough if you like both people, and it's if you're like, "Oh, I really want to watch both," but sometimes people are like, "Oh, you're making me choose," and I'm like,
"Yeah, I'm not. I honestly couldn't care less if it was theirs instead of mine. I couldn't care less." I said this to Kayla from All About the Page the other day. I was like, I love doing sprints because I like talking to people in the chat and I like reading with my friends. But it's become such a pick your favourite. Pick your favourite booktuber who's doing sprints.
Yeah.
And I don't have time for that. I don't.
No. I like sprints just because I miss sitting in a room reading whilst other people are doing other things. Like my entire teenagehood was listening to a group of guys play either the Xbox or their guitars or both at the same time, which was just a lot of noise whilst I sat in the corner and read, and my friends like chatted away, and it was nice because it was social but on my terms.
At my uni house on my floor, my housemate Hannah, who's in the room next to me, she's always on her PlayStation, like talking to her friends, and I love hearing that. And just being there.
It's just really nice, and like it's quality time. But I think I posted a tweet the other day that was just like, I love listening to a live stream. Do you all have to have them at the same time? But like, I was kidding, because it's just there's only so many hours and days in the week, and if people are working or they've got other stuff going on, they are going to fall on the same days. I'm an idiot because I booked to do my live stream tomorrow, obviously at the beginning of the month. And then I do D&D every week, but it changes between Friday, Saturday and Sunday, depending on when the girls in my group work. And everyone was like, oh, can we do Saturday evening? And I was like, yeah, Wait, no, we can't. No, we can't. It's these things, but like, yeah. I don't know. I am one of those people where I'll get really competitive with myself and like silly things, but the moment something actually gets seriously competitive, so like you're saying, like choosing favorites and picking sides and stuff like that, emotionally I just tap out because I'm just like, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter, because you can go back and watch it later. Like, you don't have to comment on it. Like, it doesn't matter.
See if the four of us were all like, right, we're all going to unhaul books, and like Ali was doing hers today, and then it was like Molly tomorrow, then me, then Hannah, and it was like, right, we're not going to total up like how many each other's unhauled, and whoever unhauls the most like wins. Then I'm hella down for it. I'm like, right, I'm going to get rid of everything. But if somebody's like, right, you've got to have the best sprints with the most viewers, it's like, I'm not in control of that. Like, if I'm not in control, like I like the booktube games that Mayana done like years ago. And I was Team Neverland, and like I read like exclusively Peter Pan retellings and stuff, and I was so invested on Neverland, like getting the most points. And I was like, as I got halfway through, I was like, I'm only in control of what I read. I can't control the rest of the team. And it's like averaged out and stuff. So it's not even like if I read the most out of everyone, they could be like, oh, well, you know, you win. It's like, it's averages. And I was just like, no, whereas I can focus on what I read and be like, like, do you know, like this month, like while we're 5 days in and I've yet to start a TB Arcade book, I'm like, I'm going to read my entire TB Arcade. And I'm determined because I didn't do it last month.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the thing. So like, we're doing for Gothtober this year, we are doing like a team-based thing, but we're not doing, you won't get points for how many books you've got on your TBR or how many pages you read or anything like that. It will be to do with the live events and the Twitter events and things like that. So it'll be things that you can opt in and opt out of. And it's going to be down to the team leaders and the people like hosting different events to get you motivated to do that. But it will be a case of, if it's something you're interested in doing, and you'll do it, and then it'll get points for your team. But if you're not interested in it, then obviously it wasn't the right thing. It's not going to score very highly, but it's not going to be an onus on you as a viewer or as a participant to be, you're just a cheerleader on a side. It's like watching a sports team. Like, you can't necessarily change the outcome by engaging in it, but at least you are engaging with it, and then it's still fun. And then if you decide that actually you don't want to have a team, so we're going to have like, the teams are going to have, I'm probably giving way too much here, but the teams are going to have like slightly different prompts. So you can choose to do both sets of prompts, or you can choose to do your team prompts.
Yeah.
Kind of similar to the way like the Podathon one was done, but a bit vaguer, because there's going to be like a whole thing going on. But yeah, so things like that, I'm really excited by it, because I think it brings in more kind of dynamic to it we haven't had before. Not that we've had much before, because we've only done it once before.
Yeah.
But just like something else that, again, you know, it's a community thing. And then
that like team readathons, though they're fun, are popularity contests, and it's so true. Like, the amount of times I've went to join a readathon, and like I've been influenced by who the member of the group leader is or whatever, rather than like the prompts. And it's like, you know, because you're like, oh well, my friend's the co-host, like I want to be on their team, but then you do like, there's sometimes I see it and I can see it's like a lot of big like creators, and there might be like one smaller one, and I'm like, this feels bad though, because I feel like everyone's gonna leave that person out.
Yeah, it's a weird one. It's a weird one.
Just over an hour until Mystery Inc. So let's get back to unhauling.
Well, this, like I said, these should be pretty easy because they're mostly ones I've read, except for this, but I don't want this.
Okay.
Fair. I've had awful things.
I watched Cindy's review of that and thought it sounded crazy.
I'm good. This is another To All the Boys. Obviously, I'm keeping those. This is the first in that duology I was talking about.
Okay.
That I really like.
I've seen that one, but I hadn't seen the other one.
But the other
one is a first I read last year, first in a series that I really, really like.
Keep it then.
But I haven't read the next one. I don't think a lot of people talked about this one.
I haven't seen that.
It's good. I liked it a lot.
It looks devilish. Devilish and demonic.
I don't really know how to describe it at this point. I think I'd have to reread it, because it was like one of the first books I think I read last year.
That's fair.
And even if I love a book, I have shit memory, and like if it's been a few months, I'm like.
That's why I'm rereading The Dream Snatcher. I was like, it's been 6 years. I was like,
This I've read, and I don't know. Like, I haven't continued this yet. I liked it.
I gave it 4 stars, and I thought I would prefer the second one. I think I gave that one 3, and then I just gave up on the third one. I'm just thinking
people say the third one's the best, though.
It's because I was supposed to be doing a live show for it, and I started reading it like 2 days before I went to New York. I took it with me to New York on the plane there, and I can't read on planes. I remembered the live show was on the Saturday, which was the day that I was getting home. So I basically had to try and read the whole thing jet lagged while helping my mum at an event for her work. So I was just like, nah.
I will be back in a sec. My cat is crying, which means it must be dinner time. And I think it's just the fact that I'm still awake. So he's like, oh, you're awake. Feed me. So I will be back in a bit.
Cool.
I'll be right back.
You're awake. Feed me.
I prefer prompts. Oh, night. I was like reading a different comment. Prefer prompts can go off and read. Yeah. I don't mind the updating page. Like if you've got the time to get invested, it's great. But I just do you know what it is, right? And this is why I suck at my reading journal. I loved having a reading tracker, like a page tracker. I hate being like, right, I was on page 173 and now I'm on page 352, so I read this many pages. Like my brain just can't deal with it. It's just too much effort, so I just never bother.
I don't think I'm going to do a reading journal anymore, just because I feel like it's one too many things with everything I'm trying to do right now. Like,
yeah, like I finally printed out like photos for my January books for my reading journal. I was just like, oh. I think I did January and February, but I'm just like, I just can't be bothered. It's just too much effort making the stickers.
I am going to keep this. I thought it was okay. Like it. So but I have the sequel, so I'm going to keep it. I'm going to try reading the sequel, and if I see if I want to keep or continue. So I have this. I don't think I'm going to continue with it.
Okay.
It was okay, but I think young adult sci-fi a lot of the times isn't my thing.
See, I'm only kind of just getting into sci-fi, and I don't like it when it's too sciencey. Whereas I feel like YA kind of not dumbs it down, but it doesn't try to go into detail. So I'm like starting myself with that. I mean, I say that I'm very much it's adult sci-fi, but it's sort of more light. But then I'm gonna like build up and be like, right.
I like an in between. Like this is a little too, like just feels very, very YA story for me.
Have you read Illuminate?
I did. That was okay too.
Right. So would you say Aurora Rising and Illuminate are sort of similar, just obviously different writing style?
Yeah, probably. I mean, it's the same people.
Like Aurora Rising then. So yeah.
I mean, it's not bad. I definitely enjoyed reading it. I just don't know if it's something where I need to continue the series.
Yeah. If you read more like intenser stuff, wow. If you read stuff that's more intense, sometimes the dumbed down stuff's good just for like a break, but other times it's just like, I'm over it. I
want it in between. Like I don't want it to be so sciencey that it's bland, which is what a lot of sci-fi is. But I also like want a little more from it than a YA sci-fi gives.
Yeah. Sometimes I think YA sci-fi can just be contemporary on a spaceship, and you're like, it's not what I'm here for.
I really love Alyssa Cole, so I'm keeping this. Her books are very good.
Series that I definitely need to read. I've just read when no one is watching and love it. What?
Emma, they're smutty.
Yeah, I know, but Zoe loves them, so I feel like I've got to try.
I mean, they're not like.
I'm planning to read Chloe Brown and Danny Brown.
I don't know how smutty those are. I haven't read those yet.
I don't know if they're quite as smutty, but they're smutty. Get rid of it.
Yeah. This is. I don't remember what this was even about, so I'm getting rid of it. I read it. I couldn't tell you what it is.
I do that sometimes. Like I look at my shelves and I scroll through Goodreads. And it's like you've read this, and I'm like, oh, well, I can get rid of it since I didn't remember the fact I read it.
Books. I'm definitely not going to organize my shelves tonight. I'm just going to like shove all these books on there because I'm like, no, Molly's Readathon starts and I need to be on it.
Yeah.
Keeping this because I like this series. This is one of my all-time favorite middle grades.
Yeah, Polar Bear Explorers Club.
That was amazing.
It's so good. And I just read the second one for Polarathon, and it was so good too. It was even better. I'm like, I love these. I love them. Obviously, I'm keeping these because I like this series.
Oh, is that the other cover?
This is the first book. Yeah. The other one is the second book, which is why I don't know why Hannah wants it.
Right.
These are okay. I don't like them as much as everyone else.
I read the first one and liked it, but it was a while ago, so I can't really remember. All I remember is people were like ace rep, and I was like, no. Like I didn't really see very much ace rep other than maybe like a passing line. I'm like, it's not really rep then, is it?
I don't mind short books, but I just feel like I don't get enough from these.
See, my name is literally Emma Novella, so I feel like I have to read novella.
Well, here's the thing. I like the ones where it's just like the characters in their world, because that is just kind of a short story, but I haven't liked the ones where it's back like at the school, because I feel like there needs to be more there. It's not there's not enough.
I've only read the first one, and I do think part of me was a bit like, can we have more?
Yeah, the other ones.
What Molly's readathon is.
Oh,
it's mystery. I will write in the comments. I'm just replying to a message, so I'll write in the comments after.
Molly has friends. I said Molly has friends.
I do. I mean, like, technically, it's like... I love that video.
It's so good. It's so good. I want the other cover, though.
Well, the blue one with the one I have.
Mm-hmm.
I like that cover.
I want all the covers.
Yeah.
I don't know if I was just gonna hit you with the book there or what that was. The Poppy War I'm keeping because it's so good. Scythe I'm keeping because it was good, and I need to freaking read the last one at some point. That would be nice.
I need to read Scythe.
A Pinch of Magic I'm keeping because it's another middle grade I adore. Yeah. And also UK cover. Bam. The UK middle grade covers are so much better than United States middle grade covers. Our covers are so ugly. So ugly.
I'm pretty sure Molly tweeted the other day that she prefers American covers to...
It depends. I mean more on thrillers.
Oh, yeah.
Like, middle grades, 100%, our covers here are trash.
I think American thrillers actually have something mysterious about them, whereas British ones, they look like they've just been carbon copied.
Literally, you walk, I'd say to my mom, what's a thriller? Which of these are thrillers? I'm like, Mom, look at them. They all have fucking trees on the cover and yellow font.
That's what I mean. The cover for If I Disappear and the UK one, are so... They're from two different worlds.
Yeah.
And I just don't...
And one of them's a good world.
Or some fantasy covers, for example, our covers for fantasy... For example, Brandon Sanderson. UK's are so much nicer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The Starlight and Starsight ones are stunning.
Adult high fantasy, specifically the UK covers, are usually better. Here they are kind of lean towards what crappy sci-fi covers look like. These are the only 4 books I read in February. Love that for me.
Jinx!
I love Girls Made of Snow and Glass. What did you think?
It was so good. I loved it. Oh, actually, no, I read another one because I read an ebook. So I read 5 books in February. But
even better.
And now I'm planning on reading over 20 books this month. So,
You're going to read 5 books in the readathon. We should all read Fat Lip.
Oh, I've already read Fat Lip. Twice.
Again?
Twice? You read it again?
I did.
To be fair, actually, I think it covers. It's definitely got a group of friends. It's definitely a cozy read. I don't think there is any.
I'm not gonna lie. I know I was coming for Hannah earlier about being scandalous, but I'm about to be scandalous too.
Can't wait.
I didn't realise I was subscribed to you.
The only person subscribed to my channel was Emma.
Oh my god, am I the only one subscribed to Ali?
You were the only
now.
one.
We're all subscribed now.
Yeah,
I
now.
thought Molly was
Wait,
going to be
what is
scandalous
it?
and
We
talk
watched
trash
them
about
back
Hannah's
then.
book.
I mean, honestly, though, like there are some people on Twitter who I like see their stuff all the time, and then I think I'm subscribed and I'm not. So
Yeah.
Well,
See, I
Kelly
never
from
watch BookTube, so
Kelly
I
from
hope you
Velvet
actually-
Library, we've literally been texting like for months because she was like on the Gothtober thing, and like we were chatting away, and then she was like, "I've just like this was in like December." She's like, "I've just realised I'm not subscribed to you," and I was like, "Dead to me."
dead to me. I'm pretty sure, Hannah, I was subscribed to you well before I ever spoke to you. So
Then I can only apologise.
Then I can only apologise.
might not mean it, but I can do it.
I can apologise. I won't, but I could.
Like I could if I really wanted to, but like I don't.
I literally just assumed I was subscribed. It was only when I was like looking for your live for this live, and I was like, "Why isn't it in my feed? It should be there."
I just done the exact same thing. I was looking through my subscriptions, like where is it? So then I had to go on Twitter.
And there it was.
Oh, that'd be fine.
did you guys see that I need a real banner real bad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, mine is there in the sub box.
Well, ours is now too.
Yeah.
It just wasn't
Yeah.
before.
And
I got-
actually, Emma, we have now helped Ali's algorithm because we have recently subscribed. So it means it's going to go up.
I mean, I could unsubscribe and then subscribe again, but I won't.
Yeah. That could work.
Just do that all the time, so it always looks like I'm sometimes gaining, but then it also looks like I'm always sometimes losing.
Yeah. That's the downside.
I have these.
Were you a massive fan before the turfiness?
I mean,
When
clearly not. There's a bookmark hanging out of one of them.
It's got a fox.
Cute.
Oh, I love that bookmark.
Of course you fucking do.
Bookmark.
Of course you fucking do.
I think I'll keep them because I was actually a huge fan when I was younger, but I actually was more of a fan of the movies than the books because I actually don't like J.K. Rowling's writing. So
They keep the films, not the books.
yeah.
Because
Yeah,
the
I
only
don't-
ones I've got are the ones that my dad like. They're literally falling apart because my dad read them to me as a child.
Yeah, those ones are gone. Those are like newer copies, so they can just go garbage too. I don't need this. I actually like these ones are weird, okay, because I really like these books, like her writing, but I almost couldn't tell you why because it's not like they're exciting.
Yeah.
They're like contemporaries, like adult contemporaries that are like very
I thought Leah
Oh, that's
Moriarty
the
was a-
author of Big Little Lies, right?
yeah. Which for some reason I really like, and it's just I could not tell you why.
You like
Valid.
what you like.
Exactly.
This
Otherwise,
I read not even 50 pages of.
Oh well.
get rid then.
It
I love how we're simultaneously here judging Ali's books, but also being like you like. We like judge like respectfully.
Yeah, we're looking respectfully.
I really like this series, so
It's because Austin's fan is great.
You okay?
Are you
I
okay?
am not okay. I am not okay.
Why?
I watched the movie.
Oh no, I didn't.
No,
I didn't risk it.
Hannah, it's okay. So here's the thing. I knew it was going to be god awful. It
It
was
was
worse
awful.
than I expected. It was so bad. It was like one of the worst movies I've ever seen. Bad.
Oh no.
I read this. It was okay. It was cute.
Oh no, that's a different one. I was like, is it that author that was like scribbling on stuff? But it was a different Eliza, wasn't it?
I do it every time as well. I'm like, Gentleman's Guide, Eliza. I'm like, no, other one. Because they were all create books and they were one after the other, so I've always got them confused. But no, she's fine.
No, this is quite similar to Fangirl, but I liked this a lot better than Fangirl.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
There's also conversation that Francesca Zappia might be autistic or at least have some sort of neurodivergence / like something. But
I reckon
yeah, I can imagine because she wrote a book that was
Made You Up. She wrote as well that has like it's meant to have like OCD rep or something along those lines. And people don't like that book because of how it was written, but apparently it is like voices just from a time before publishing like that stuff.
It's so like schizophrenia rep, and it's not terrible, but it reads like older, like mental illness YA, and it kind of
in the time that it was written.
Yeah. This book was very, very good.
Oh, Tom loves that, I'm sure.
It's very good. I liked it a lot. Obviously, I can never get rid of these. I don't care about Emma.
Do you know what? I kept my mouth shut. I just went and looked at my phone. I was like, I'm just gonna look away.
I don't even care how trash it is. I don't care about anything. These are like my faves, and I give no fucks.
See, I got gifted the second one by someone who is now no longer on BookTube, and bought the first one so that I could read the second one, and then was like, oh, I need to replace them because I can't look at them. Like, I really enjoy them, but I can't look at them and not remember that person gifted it to me. So I bought all three in like the brand new covers, but I still haven't quite got around to getting rid of the first two with the original covers because I prefer those covers.
Yeah.
So I might just
I'm gonna have I have 2 in an American cover and 1 in a UK cover, and so I'm gonna have to buy the new covers just to have a full set that matches. And I'm like, damn it!
I got rid of my gift note, but I'm pretty sure a certain someone gave me the
that one as well. Same someone.
I was like, they had to gift me autism rep when they didn't fucking give a shit about me being autistic, but you know.
I'm confused.
Is this the someone that I would know who you're talking about?
For sure.
Yeah.
I'll put it in the group chat, Molly, in case you're still trying to work it out.
I've already got it into the private chat.
There it is.
Oh.
Yeah, that one. I'm almost glad, Hannah, that we didn't really talk to each other when she was a thing and became friends after.
Yeah, like, because obviously I was part of like the Discord and stuff, and there's been like a Discord created of people that were like, well, that was shit, but we all still get on like fine. And it's really interesting because there is a real split between like those of us in that Discord that are like, it's really nice that we can all still be friends because we met through a shitty thing, but the good thing has come out of it. And then like the few that are like, I don't think what she did was that bad, and you're like, no.
Yeah.
So yeah. It's one of those things where like it's a shame because it can really shade loads of stuff, because like the badges that I made, like my end of month things, I love making those, and I made those way before I even met that person, but that person then took them on for their readathon and made it a thing for their readathon that for a year I didn't make them because I was like, I can't not associate them with this person, even though it's something I was creating for me in the first place.
I also felt awful for the artist who did like the stuff for her readathon thing, because like that stuff was so pretty and people bought it, and then
Well, I realised the other day, she told me, I actually took a photo of this because it just blew my mind. She told me that the logo that she used for her readathon, she'd had specifically designed and had spent loads of money on. It's on Canva for $1.99. It's one of the Canva images. Now, I only have ever used the free Canva, so it was only because I was scrolling through something that I saw it pop up, and I was like, and
she doesn't appreciate art.
No,
because if $1.99 was a lot of money.
It's not even that she doesn't appreciate art. It's the fact that it was a bald-faced lie, because she was telling me that, like, because I'd said when she used like images in her like Twitter sprints and stuff, she was like, oh, go to DeviantArt, use these words, find things that match this aesthetic, da 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 da. And I was like, okay, but what are you doing about copyright? Because that's someone's art.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, I only use stuff that's like hashtag royalty free or open use and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, I didn't realize that was an option on DeviantArt, because I thought that it's just like an open forum where you share stuff, but it's still like watermarked and stuff. So we were like using like images that we found on Google, and I made a real point of trying to find ones that were from game art where it's already like an established thing. So I'd used some of the stuff from like Skyrim and like like games like that, or like The Witcher, where it's like they've already been paid for the art and it's now on like an open forum, but they've made money from it already. Do you know what I mean? As opposed to like an independent artist. Ali's making a break for it. And like at the time I was like, just didn't think anything of it, but no, it's just because she didn't want to pay an artist to actually do the art for her stuff. But she's getting all these compliments about how great the art is and how wonderful it is, and it's like, no, you need to pay the artists. But she was a master manipulator, because she'd make you think that you were the one in the wrong for even having those questions.
Right, Hannah, I can't remember who I spoke to about it, but she done that with me once. Like, just popped into my DMs and made me feel, I think what it was that she had tweeted about an audiobook not being available on Scribd or Amazon, and asked where she could listen to it, right?
Yeah.
I do not listen to audiobooks on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
I am aware that they are on there. So I looked for her to see if it was available, and just went, oh, I know it's available for you to listen to on YouTube.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, like, those are brands that I work with, so I really don't think it was appropriate for you to reply that in a tweet where they were tagged. And I was like, why tag them then? Because you were shading them both about them not having an audiobook that you wanted to listen to. Explain the logic.
Also, you suggesting something illegal doesn't come back on her, because she's not saying, oh, well, I'm going to go and listen to it illegally.
Yeah. But it's a classic manipulation, because it's a case of, if she does something that is problematic or wrong, oh, you know, like, we all learn from our mistakes and stuff like that. But she was one of the quickest people to call people out for the slightest thing.
Me, right? Because the main thing that it's like fucked me over for, and I've only just kind of really started to realize, is like, say I'm talking to people, like say I'm like in a group chat like with you and Karis, right, Hannah? And I might be like discussing something, and I'll be like, oh, I don't know if it's the autism. And you guys are like, oh, well, I don't know if it's the autism, but it's this. I get so defensive so quickly, because she would turn around like, it's not your autism, it's just you. So in my head, when people are just genuinely trying to have a conversation and be like, oh, well, maybe it's not, I immediately can't, like...
So I'm watching Ali, like, back in.
I genuinely, like, I go immediately on the defensive, because it's like, I now don't know how to process it, because I'm like, is this an attack? Like, even though I know that you and Karis are completely, like, not disregarding that, and like,
absolutely,
just having a conversation, it's always a fight in my head where I've got to be like, Emma.
Yeah, but that's so understandable.
She's trained you to second guess your choices, because like, there was loads of times when she would interact with certain smaller booktubers depending on their size, and she would get them to do stuff depending on their size. And it was one of those things where, like, she was very, very good at making you feel like you were really special, that her talking to you was this massive honor. And it was just one of those things, like, the thing that kind of came out, like, it really hurt when it first came out, because it was almost like going through like this weird breakup, because I didn't, like, there was so much stuff that I just hadn't seen, because she'd very much kept like her Patreon lot in this like really tight-knit bubble of just, oh, but you know, don't worry about it. And like, to the point where like people were defending her and getting aggressive defending her. And it's just like, wait, because like, I was on the phone when all the stuff kicked off about like the read along she was doing being really problematic. And I can't remember what she had said something, there was a tweet about something, and she had tweeted an apology. And when all that was kicking off, I was fully like, look, they've taken it out of context. Like, that's not what you meant or whatever. And like, I was on the phone to her every single day. every single day she rang me because she was like, I don't know what to do, like I'm feeling really lost. And in the meantime, the parts of the conversation that like seemed completely innocuous at the time, but like were really insidious, was just this constant like, you're the only true friend on booktube that I have, you're the only person I can talk to about this, like I don't want you going around and talking to other people about this because I'm feeling vulnerable. But and then like forcing some kind of like agenda on the conversation. And she's like, there's people on the Patreon that like they're in the Discord now and they still defend her and they're so lovely about her. And I'm like, you should have heard the things she said about you behind your back. That to me at the time I was like, they must have like really upset you to like talk about you like this, and then they're still defending her. And it's the whole thing was like so insidious.
It's been almost like
it's been a year. It's been a year because it was just at the beginning of lockdown that everything kicked off. It was about
the big thing was June.
Yeah.
June. But it's like, how can these people genuinely think that what they had was good and non-toxic? Like, do they still talk to her?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think for a lot of them, she's like completely cut them off because, like, I know, for example, Septimus Snape was really, really close with her, and she just stopped answering Sarah's calls. She just didn't like. She just like Sarah was like, oh, I've tried talking to her and stuff. She just cut her off. Like she deleted everything, and like it was just it's one of these things where like it's hard to understand because we can see the fallout, but I can understand what it's like not wanting to believe that someone that you put that much time, effort and money in, like the people in that Discord are fantastic, and like anytime I put something out, they are the first group to be like, I'm going to support you, we'll financially support that if we have to. Like when I set up Waypoint, my first 5 clients all came from that Discord, and it's all people that were like in that Patreon. They were the first people to like order books, they were giving me advice on what to do, we've been discussing merch and stuff. Like they are a fantastic sounding board, they are the nicest group of people, I swear to God. I don't know where I would be without them, because like they are like 80% of my socializing online is that group. But I can see the damage that has been done because they are such giving people.
Yeah.
But, you know, like, and she had, like, the nights and things. She made you feel really special just to have, like, a little title in your Twitter to be involved in it. Like, it was just, it was so insidious. But it's one of those things where, like, you don't see it when you're in it. You see it after the fact. And I'm so, like, I felt like such an idiot because I was, like, I was 27 and I'm still not seeing the signs. Like, what is that?
I didn't even notice, and it was when stuff kicked off, and I sent a friend the message. It was like one of the last sort of messages that I'd sent to them, and another friend who's also autistic. Like we were chatting away about stuff, and I was like, "Oh, I got this message." I was like, and now that I'm reading back, I was like, I don't know how I feel about it. And my friend was like, "Holy shit!" And she went, "If you tweet that, she's done." And I was like, it was that thing where I was like, I'm not going to be involved. Because I was like, I don't want to be that person that cancels them. Then at the same time, I saw this stuff come up and I saw the people being defensive. And I was like, do you know what? I was like, I just need to put stuff out there. Because as somebody who was, because like, at this point, I don't think anyone who was really close with her was saying anything. It was more strangers or people that had beef. And I was like, well, people know we were friends. So I kind of want to.
Yeah, there was like Wolfie as well. Yep. Around that time, Wolfie was messaging me so much because, I mean, they ended up putting it all out there about what had happened anyway, but before they did like announce it on Twitter, they were messaging me about it and they were like, I'm really, really broken by all this because like, and then just offloaded to me and I was like, it's awful.
Well, I felt really sorry for like Gavin and Ashley and Becca because they were really good mates with her as well. And like I sent a thing to like Becca and was just like, I feel like such a fucking dick because I just didn't know. And she's like, you're not the first person to say that. And I thought Becca must have become one of the biggest sounding boards for just people looking for some kind of like something tangible to like rely on that was like still normal and was still like related to it and understood and empathetic. And I was like, she's not there to be everyone's sounding board. But even I like turned and was just like, I just need clarification that I'm not an arsehole for just not seeing this. Like, because it's part of the manipulation as well, is to make you feel guilty for not engaging in that stuff and not seeing that
like
stuff.
A week after she disappeared, even a month or so, I would be like, oh, I hope she's all right. Like, I hope, she hasn't done something ridiculous or like whatever. And like, even now, I do think, like, what is she doing? Like, I kind of half expect her to be back. But at the same time, I'm like, I'm not going to feel guilty when, like, here's the thing. Even if I let myself think maybe she didn't mean it and it was all just a misunderstanding, at the end of the day, she wasn't taking responsibility. And there was better ways to deal with it. And
oh yeah, absolutely.
A year later, I'm still dealing with like I can't like I talk with friends like I have a lot of like racial conversations I have with Karis and Zoe because obviously Zoe is black. So if I'm having like, and obviously I've spoken with Zoe about it, and Zoe's always said, if there's questions, come and talk to me. And Zoe makes it clear if she's having a bad day, she's like, I'm not going to educate, and it's like that's fine, we move on.
Yeah.
But there's times where I will say, I'm like, oh, like, I know this might be ignorant, but like, because Zoe understands, like, the way that I can never, like, have discussions about stuff, like, on a live, because I have to, like, sound out thoughts because of, like, processing. And therefore, sometimes I will say something that I don't believe or that I don't actually think that sounds really bad. And it's like, there is times where, like, I'm saying it and, like, I'm trying to, like, get my thoughts out so I can learn and be better. But then I'm like, I'm just being a really shitty person. And like, I make jokes like I'll always bring up, well, I'm autistic. And then I'm like, but I always make a joke of the fact that I always bring it up because obviously Rachel made a point of being like, just said who it is, but everyone can fucking know who it is. But anyway, it's not that hard to know. But it's like, it was so kind of drummed into me, like, but it's not your autism. That's just an excuse. My sister's autistic and she doesn't act that way. And it's like, and even when you know that it's bullshit, you can't like take it away from you.
Yeah. It's a manipulation thing, and it's just the hardest part about any kind of manipulation is the aftershock of it, and the fact that it's a year later and it's still a big enough thing that we can discuss, and it obviously is still like triggering it's certainly triggering me. Like I can feel myself getting angry because I feel like an idiot. I feel like an idiot for trusting this person.
I keep looking over at my shelf because there's a book that she unhauled and it's called Scion of the Fox. And I was like, Fox, I need it. And she sent it to me. And like, I want to get rid of it because I want to have all the Fox books. But I do find myself kind of looking and being like,
yeah. Yeah, like there's a book that I haven't read yet that she gifted me, and I'm just like, do I need that? Like, the premise sounds fantastic, and like, kudos to her. She listened well enough to pick a good book, but it's just,
I saw Ali putting the hand up. Like, can I unhaul more books, please? You're muted. You're muted.
Okay, well, whatever. No, I'm almost done hauling. I was figuring we can all hang out until Molly's thing starts, but I think I'm going to end the live.
Cool. So you're done. You went through all your books.
I have like a few more, but no one's here anymore.
It's just us.
Oh, they're talking about shit.
So to the two viewers who are here, we're just gonna end here. We've been here for like 4 hours. Woo. Go join Molly's readathon. That's what I'm gonna be doing. And bye.
Bye.